Don't believe it.
Anyway,
I believe it.
Don't
That's the
believe
thing.
it.
None of us believe it.
no. I
Some of us just want to stick to their stupid fucking story.
But they're still fucking there.
Yeah.
which is the
That's the
impressive part.
impressive part.
Welcome to the Easily Offensive Podcast. If you're out there and you are easily offended, now's your time to leave.
And welcome back to the Easily Offensive Podcast. I'm your host, Blake.
What the
I
fuck?
wanted to say that for a while.
I'm your host, Blake.
I'm your host.
No, you know what's funny? Is
I'm the host.
one of the hosts.
I'm the
the
Faggot.
faggot.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I'm going to try it. And then
You're
I
thinking about
forgot.
faggots?
I forgot until
Yeah, he thinks about
that
faggots
moment.
all day long.
Did you guys hear that voice? That's Trevor.
Oh. I was here last week.
I know, but like they're still surprised from time to time.
you're not a guest; you're actually an active player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll
One of the hosts.
Yeah, one of the hosts of the Easily Offensive Podcast is here, Trevor, and he'll be here for the foreseeable. Oh wait. Oh.
Well, I'll be
Oh,
here
wait.
for this episode. Not for the next. Well,
3?
technically one episode.
Well,
What?
no.
Depends on what. Yeah, I mean, if Zach does. Essentially, what we're trying to do without beating around the bush is we've got some stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, all four of us.
Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up. It's not just you this time. Here in the coming weeks, next week we've got Zoo Brew, which here locally in the Idaho Falls area, it's where our zoo closes, and after hours you're allowed to go through the zoo while drinking beer. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah, well,
And they have beer
little-
vendors
Yeah,
in
beer
there?
vendors. And it's all you can drink too. Like they don't limit you.
So you pay for a ticket, and then you just go in and you get as much as you can.
It's
Yeah.
they give you little.
little cups.
It's little cups, but you just go back as much as possible,
Yep.
right? Okay, so I've never been. I've always wanted to go. Never really been able to figure out logistically how to go there and then like get to another place legally afterwards.
Uber
Yeah, it
doesn't work when you live in the boonies.
no, it doesn't. So it was like I always needed to go somewhere else.
Yep.
And I guess I just didn't try hard enough to get that done. But anyway, so we got that coming up next week. So we'll potentially miss that episode. Yeah, Zach?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For
Yeah.
sure missing that one.
Well,
that one's going to
That's
be
also my anniversary, so I
Right.
won't. Even if you guys do try and do a podcast, I'm not gonna be there.
He's not going to be here. So, okay, so we going to miss 1 week, but I guess we don't even need to say it because we're banked an episode.
Yeah, but then
But
we're
then you
missing
have
the
the next
week.
one.
Next week after that, we're missing 2
Okay, so we're missing 2 weeks in a row.
because
Yeah,
you guys are
because
doing
we're
lava
going
the week
lava.
after.
Oh yeah, lava. So okay,
Well-
all right. So we're not missing next week as you hear this. We'll miss the week after that because now I got to think in terms of dates and so.
And the next 2 months, you guys are gonna probably miss 1 episode. There's gonna be 1 week where there's not gonna be an episode.
Yeah.
yeah. So okay. So fair warning. There's one coming up that's missing sometime.
So here's my thing.
Okay.
Because I was wondering if you guys would like to try that traveler thing that we were talking about, where we'd have the backup mics and we would go and do the podcast out on like an actual event. You know, like where we like go to lava and we just cut in and just do a podcast, semi-podcast kind of thing, and then go back to just being rowdy as fuck. Because a lot of times when we go to lava, there's definitely like fucking 6 hours or so when we're trying to get ready, and then there's always like 3 of us just sitting there waiting on every fucking one else to
So
get
here's-
this
here's-
shit done.
Here's my thing about that: you go and seclude yourself, and then I know certain people don't give a fuck about
That's
your
true.
privacy and will bust in and do whatever the
That's
fuck
true.
they want.
No, well, I mean,
Um,
as long as it's not like, but they wouldn't be like so to the point where it's just like you're unbearable, and they would be very brief. We'd be like, "Hey, fuck off."
I would like to go for it at some point if we have the setup for it. I think it should be brief, like as
Yeah.
a fill-in episode, maybe a half hour. I don't think
It should be like a full 2-hour episode. It should
Oh,
just
definitely
be
Yeah.
not. It'd be like an hour.
'Cause-
reporting
guys.
live.
the
From...
quality is going to be bad. The background noise is probably going to be bad, and it would just be like, "Hey, we're still here. Here's this." I'd be willing to try it, but
Yeah.
if it got too much of a pain in the ass, then maybe not. If we like made ourselves a little kit
Yeah.
to bring along, and then we could
Zach's like, no.
and then we could separate ourselves. Well, if Zach says no, this is pretty much out the window already.
Well, so here's my mindset on it.
Okay.
Instead of doing podcast, record a bunch of fucking TikToks.
We could do
Could
that.
do
I
that.
mean,
Get
too.
some different content out there.
we're
Do a
Well, we
do a
could do-
vlog. Do a vlog. We can upload vlogs.
vlog is a good idea, honestly. Yeah, that's a really good idea. We should be doing that more
Well, and
because we
that's-
always have our phones on us. Gavin's recording shit all the time anyway. He could just do it in a longer form
Well,
kind
yeah.
of way.
Have your phone sideways.
Trevor could record stuff when he's sitting down.
So
you
the
know.
whole time. No, I'm kidding. He's not gonna
Well,
party so hard the first night and then
I
be
mean-
fucking out of it most of the next day and then the next day.
we all
Hey, I've been getting better.
we all know that I'm the one making an ass out of myself the most, kind of on those trips.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
No, I fucking disappeared a couple of times.
What do you mean?
And the lava trips.
You-
We found him at a fucking hotel, and he crawled through the window of my Suburban to get into the back.
Oh, okay.
That-
Well,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying, like a vlog,
mine's
like-
like kind of more. My shenanigans are kind of more live and in person. you
That's what I'm
know?
saying. Like, it don't have to be like you're sitting there like, "Hey, what's up, guys? It's Blake. I'm in blah blah blah." Like,
Dude,
do a
that
little
would
bit
be
of the stuff like that.
snippets.
Like all three of you, because I'm not gonna be in Labo.
Dude, that's gonna be fucking
So-
funny. I
Gonna
can
be
see you
fun.
doing that.
That'd
You know all those like
Ooh,
fucking.
you know what we should get?
You should be. I'm like influencer.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know
we
what
get
should
like
get?
Selfie stick.
yeah, just like walk around everywhere.
We should get a GoPro
I have one.
for lava, because we could just do snippets of like floating down the river,
Okay.
Have you ever
snippets
used a
of us on the trailer going
Yeah.
back up. Like that would be cool, and we could
There-
edit it together and make a little video while we're gone.
Have you ever GoPro'd when you fucked?
We could edit.
I'm not. Into it. Yeah, I have.
Yes.
Is
I
that
knew
the
it.
reason why you bought it?
That was
No,
my first.
I bought it because I was actually hiking a shit ton
Oh.
by myself, and then I was like, one of these days I'm probably gonna die. I should have a video on me at least. They'll know what happened.
One of those
Fucking
found,
now we
found
can-
footage.
Now we can know why Gavin ended up grizzly bear shit.
yeah.
That was my first thought. He was like, "I have a GoPro," and I pictured Gavin like looking down. This feels good.
Oh, you're so wet, moist.
It's like I'm almost totally hard.
Hold
I
on one
pictured
minute,
you,
I got
with,
pop a
like,
blue
One
pill.
of those like full setups where it's
No.
hang on,
Hang on.
back
Actually,
up
you know-
into me. I'm not gonna move.
You know what? You know what
That's
I
good.
could see? I could see Gavin using like a 360 camera and putting it in his mouth like that dude on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god!
Does the
it just
Titan
looks
run
weird.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks weird, but then in the bottom portion,
Oh,
you see
dude,
just
that guy's so
going
funny.
down.
Have you guys seen the guy
Dump.
that train spots? The guy that chases trains?
yeah,
That's the guy I was
yeah.
talking about, like the last couple of or a couple of episodes back.
Dude, I
remember?
love that guy. I've been following him for a long time.
Yeah.
He like gets so excited about trains. He's like, "This is the B-52 all." Blah, blah, blah.
And it starts pulling through a pull through
Yeah.
station. He's
Let's see
like,
if I can get him to. Maybe if I can see him to sound some tones. If he
Yeah.
sound- and they go, and he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, he got so famous that they actually let him on the trains.
Yeah,
on some
and
of
like
them.
drive some of them.
Yeah, and I think that he's now working for one of the train companies.
Dude, that's
Really?
awesome because he jerks off to that stuff.
I've got a.
He's autistic.
Let's not get off topic really quick. So we vlogs for
that's what I'm
upcoming.
thinking.
We'll
And
do
that's
vlogs
if-
for.
I think we.
We'll do a Zubru vlog.
That'd be cool.
Okay, Trevor, you do that one.
Here's
How
what
are
I
you gonna
think.
censor out their faces though? Because you
Censor
can't.
out who?
this
Everybody
random.
else.
Yeah, you can't have like other people's.
If you're in
faces.
public, you can.
You have no expectation of
There's
privacy in
it's-
public.
It's
I guess
public
that's
domain.
true.
Third
yeah.
party,
Yeah.
third party consent. If one of the people,
ask
or-
you to stop.
no, if one person between, say, Trevor and I are out in public, and I'm recording Trevor, and he says, "I don't want you to record me," I can go, "Well, it's one party consent here. I'm okay recording you."
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Honestly, it's like if he wants to get out the shot, then fine. But people are gonna have their phones up all day over there.
Yeah, they're gonna be taking pictures, like
Plus, at Subaru,
Snapchatting.
be like, just run up to any random person, and be like, "You want to be in a vlog?" They'll be like, "Fuck yeah!"
Right.
especially when they're drunk.
Oh
I wanna
yeah.
ride a tiger. You know,
I
like,
want to ride a tiger.
it'll be fun though. We'll do that maybe in lieu of doing a podcast, just to
Good
have
place
something.
to promote
Yeah,
the podcast.
dude, that makes me wish
Dude,
that
if
we
we
had
could
merch
get some
already.
Next week, if I'm
Oops.
gonna try and see if I can get
Stickers.
some stickers made. No, not stickers. Some hats made.
I tried to
Some
make
hats or
hats.
shirts.
Yeah.
I gave
Some
my
hats or
friend some
shirts.
hats, and it bounced back on me.
Can I make a suggestion for the hats?
Huh.
I would like. This is just in my head because I think it'd be a clean look, and like it'd be like, oh, what's that? Kind of like a script writing like we have here. I think the logo might be a little bit too much for a hat, so just like easily offensive podcast, like just like that, like clean writing for
Yeah, that's what I
like
was
a
thinking.
black hat. Yeah, okay, I think that would be cool.
I can see if my mom's real crafty with that. What's it? The
Cricket.
frickin' cricket. See if she can make us at least some shirts just for Friday.
That
I
would
was gonna
be
say,
super cool.
I have someone that will make us stickers.
Yeah?
I just texted him, so I'm gonna see how long it will take. Cause if we could get some stickers,
Even if
So
it's like
stickers,
10
just like
10
that,
stickers.
would be cool.
nah, I'll get like 100, so we could just
Jeff and Greg used to
Pass
pass them
'em
out,
out,
and
yeah.
then like people would stick them around town.
'Cause
I actually
we
have
can-
like
even
a
if we can. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. We have a stack. I have a stack in my truck that I have to like just stick on stuff around, and then like I started spotting them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like here and there. It's pretty spread out, but that would be a cool thing to copy, kind of.
Yeah.
I would have to edit the logo a little bit to add podcast at the bottom so people know it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Because like one time I was in public wearing a Jeff and Greg podcast
And you got called out
hoodie,
for it.
and they were like, "That's cool. Do you have a podcast?" And I was like, "Actually, oh, you're talking about this?" I was like, "This is my friend's podcast." I didn't even do this stupid thing of like, "Well, I got one too." We
Yeah,
just don't
'cause-
got no, because we're on episode like 19 or something. But
We're new.
yeah, we're new. But that would be cool, especially to be out in public wearing that stuff. I really
Right.
like the hat. Like I want like one of the like minted like snapback
What do you think about this for a hat, having it say easily offensive across the front, and then on where the snap part is, have it say podcast.
How would you do that?
I don't think that would.
That would
work
be
very
cool,
well.
but like it's a snap thing. How would you put that on there?
Paint it.
Or vinyl.
Yeah.
And are you talking about putting on the snap itself or the fucking
Or you
back
could do
of the
you
head?
could do
like
the,
this
Or
part.
even
like the
across like the opening,
Yeah.
Across.
like arced over the opening. of the
Yeah.
back of the
Okay.
hat.
That,
That
makes
makes
more.
more
That makes
sense.
more sense to me. Yeah. That the other way sounds kind of
Dumb.
tough. Oh,
But even if it's like one of those dad hats where it's not snapback, but it's like the
flex fit.
like
the
this.
not flex fit,
Like
but
this
like
one.
the
A
the
dad
band?
hat, like
band.
the strip, the like
No,
fabric
that's
strip,
a flex fit.
like
I'm-
the fabric strip that you
Yeah.
pull through the little thing.
Have-
Yeah.
you could have it
Oh, I
say podcast across.
Yeah.
I hate those hats.
I don't mind them.
Well, they're dad hats. They're trendy now. I wouldn't want one personally. I want one of the Richardson vintage like fucking hats that I'm always wearing.
I'll get a hold of my mother and see if she can make just 3 T-shirts.
Yeah, that would be awesome. 3?
Yeah, because Gavin's not going to be there, so he doesn't get one.
You're not gonna be a Subaru?
Are you gonna
I
go,
don't know.
Gavin?
I don't know. Yeah, I can.
Because if you're
look
gonna go,
into
we'll
it.
get 4.
You need to buy your tickets now.
buy my tickets now.
Yeah, because
You do?
Yes, because
I
if you
didn't know
buy them at
that.
the door, you're going to spend $10 more a ticket.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
okay. I thought you were saying like you weren't gonna get one.
No,
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 okay.
I'll let
You,
Why-
you
how
save
much are they?
$20, $30 a piece right now.
Right now.
And
Oh,
it's 50 at the door.
Oh,
40,
so
40 at the door. I
yeah,
think.
it's 40.
Okay. I was like, that math doesn't add up.
But there's
Okay.
also for if you're not drinking. That's one thing they didn't do at Beer Fest, which I was
Uh-huh.
upset about.
I don't think they're doing it this year either.
Oh, really?
I didn't see
last,
it on there.
Last year, you could buy a
A
non-drinker.
non-drinking one. Oh.
A DD, essentially.
Why would you not go?
Well, I wasn't like originally invited, as far as I know.
Okay,
We don't have to invite you.
Well, I mean,
It's a
public
group
It's a
effort.
crew
I-
event.
You're such
is
a
it in the
dumbass.
crew? Because I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if
It's not in the crew, but
I
people
think
of the
Marissa.
crew.
I think Marissa posted it to the crew page.
And that's I was like, I remember hearing about it, but I don't know if it was like an actual like. I heard it through you guys.
I wasn't invited.
Well, hey,
I
like,
wasn't invited.
it's not that. It's like,
We're just gonna talk about it in front of Gavin, but he's not invited.
dude, you have no idea how often that's happened to me in my life.
Not
Boy.
from us.
I haven't been invited.
I don't know. Zach had a fucking barbecue without us.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you guys weren't invited. to
Still
that.
pretty bitter about that.
Yeah, so I'm all like, I don't just go out of my way to invite myself
Trevor
because
wasn't
people are
invited.
talking about it. The
I-
thing
I-
is
I view
like,
myself at a different level than Trevor.
I'm working on something. Fuck off.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we were just saying we weren't trying to like.
Hey, you guys want to know? You guys want to clue into like how we know Trevor's not paying attention?
is when we're talking to him directly and he doesn't
Because
respond.
his response had no relation to the context of what we were saying.
I know.
But anyway, so yeah, vlogs. You guys do vlogs at Lava. Anytime we're doing fun shit.
We should.
we should just vlog it.
I think,
Shit, we
I
could
think
vlog tomorrow.
These two are two designated vloggers. They just are more.
Vlog tomorrow.
My
Yeah.
problem is
Birthday
that-
party.
Oh,
Dad.
gotcha. Dad's birthday party.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Dad's birthday
Dude,
party.
I'm gonna make such an ass out of myself there.
guys, I can go to that.
Dude,
And I can get fucked up and stay.
You can sleep in my tent. I'm gonna bring a tent.
No, here's what I'm.
Oh,
'cause
that's an idea. I didn't even
because-
think about that.
You didn't think you can sleep in my tent too, Trevor?
Marissa
I
is
don't
It's
know
taking,
about
actually
that.
only a 4-man tent, so
Marissa's taking Peyton
Yikes.
over to the in-laws, and they're doing a camp out. So
cool.
I have
You could just
Finally
walk
get
home.
Zach for like a whole night for old time's sake.
Holy
Right.
shit! It's good.
Normally he shows up at 8 o'clock, and then by 8:36 he's like, "Well,
I'm gonna have to talk to Claire.
8:36. He's all like, I stayed until 6 in the fucking a.m. Screw off, people. I'm going.
I'm gonna have
home."
to talk to Claire about that because I would totally be down for a camp out.
well, I mean,
It's
it's just
in
so there's
town.
enough places to sleep."
Well, yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna
like,
go to my special spot.
That sounds
underneath the
really-
fucking
pool
pool
table?
table.
Were you
He's
guys-
like,
were you-
memories.
Were you fucked?
Oh, that
Were
also
you
that too, but it's also where I always slept when it was
Right.
the captain's cabin.
I actually
Real
have
quick.
a video of Blake.
I'm about to
Troy-
say-
Troy fell asleep underneath the fucking pool table, and Blake's like going like this.
Oh,
on
shit.
him.
There's so many videos of me doing that.
Well,
But-
fucking captain's like sitting there going like
Oh,
this.
yeah,
and you're
that's right.
going
I remember
like
that
this.
night.
Yeah,
We got really fucked up.
that
That
was a good night.
night. Are you gonna try and beat my ass again tomorrow? Just
Probably
curious.
not, because I don't want to fuck my ankle again.
I want to fuck my ass. That's exactly what you were gonna say. You don't want him to fuck
Ankle.
your ass.
Dude, he just
Oh,
had it
fuck
out
me.
for me
I
at
did.
the last at the last bonfire.
Dude, you
The
fucking
one
Yeah.
at Jacqueline's house where you
Yeah.
were tipping him in the chair?
Yeah, because that was later. That's when we were just
Because that
all
was after Beer
funsies.
Fest, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, because I showed up.
I just got aggressive.
I showed up at you did.
Yeah, you
Like
did.
I showed up to the bonfire at Jacqueline's house, and Trevor's there. Trevor and a lot of you guys had been at Beer Fest that afternoon.
Oh, just the
Yeah.
four of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, and I get there, and Trevor's fucked up, and he's like already like at a 9, like just being super aggressive with me, like not mad for.
and I wasn't
People-
aggressive.
aggressive
Like, I wasn't
roughhousing.
angry or
No,
anything.
no, he's not
Just to
angry.
clarify.
Aggressive
Yeah.
roughhousing.
Yeah.
He was very aggressive,
Playful.
Russ out. And at some point, like he kind of somehow banged my shin into the side of the fire pit, which fucking hurt, by the way.
I don't remember
And
that.
I hadn't had a sip of anything at this point. Bangs my shin off of the fire pit, right? I'm like sitting there like for like 9 minutes trying to get my composure. Right?
Do that
I'm like,
walk off?
"Jesus
Oh, it's like
fucking
when you
Christ."
fucking hit your leg with the scooter.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
spin
yeah,
it
yeah.
around
It was
and it
exactly
goes right
that.
into your shin.
Because it's like this big of a contact
Yeah.
point that hits your
Uh-huh.
shin. I'm like, God damn it. And so for like the next couple hours, like I'm just trying to have like a few drinks and like kind of catch up because he's like
Through the roof.
gone, dude. He was so fucked up, and he kept like approaching me like every little while, every few minutes, and going like, "I'm gonna fuck you up." He's like, "We're gonna fucking fight. I'm gonna just beat the shit out of you." Like every, do you remember that part at least? Like coming up to
I
me,
blacked out.
he came up.
I
to me
remember our conversation about the butter.
Like, mhm.
Oh my
That's
god.
that's the
it.
last. That's the last that I remember.
and Blake wasn't even
that
there
was-
for that.
What?
Yeah, I don't
Oh
remember
no, but
that.
Wasn't.
Keith, we got Keith in on it too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that was a sidebar, but that whole evening, Trevor was just coming up to me like, "Dude, fucking me and you," like
Oh yeah.
though every few minutes, whenever, and then when I would be off, like we're playing catch. Remember me and you and Derek were
Yeah.
playing catch, and we're playing in the yard and we're just screwing around. And I'm looking over at Trevor, and Trevor's sitting there next to his girlfriend. He's sitting there staring at me. He's like, "Fuck him up." He's like, I could see it in his face. He's just fixated on me. Fucking fuck him up. And finally, at some point, like I had enough little liquid courage, right? Finally, I was like lubed up enough to get into that mindset.
Lubed
right?
up
I was
enough.
lubed up. I was finally in that mindset. Not as much as him, but I knew eventually he was going to approach me and I wasn't going to have a choice,
Yeah.
right? And like I remember one time he finally starts walking towards me. And I just started pulling stuff out of my pockets and just throwing it on the ground. Threw my phone out, I pocketed out my keys, my wallet, and I just tossing everything out because I was like, it's time.
It's time. I'm ready.
Yeah, and then you guys all know how it went from there.
Yeah,
But
Trevor didn't put up much
I
of a fight.
lost.
Well, it was funny because
He was too drunk to really fight.
well, it's because Blake had gotten Trevor down on the ground and like had him like pretty much ready to submit, and that's when Jacqueline comes over and she's like, "Don't hurt Trevor, don't hurt Trevor."
Oh,
It's
yeah.
And
because
then,
everybody heard a loud pop
Kid-
as I went down.
The
Well, and then-
problem is that his foot was planted, and he twisted as he went down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And he,
So you're laying on the ground, and when do you remember what you said when Jack came up to you? You said, "Jacqueline, I'm gonna fuck him up." as you're like pinned, as you're pinned, like you were done and pinned. I'm gonna fuck him up.
Oh, fuck 'em up.
it was kind of
Well, because usually I can use my weight to
Mhm.
kind of like
Well, at that point, it was
get him, but
that-
I was just
well, and
too
at that
far
at that
gone.
point, there was no using your weight at him at all because he had you in a position where you would have had to fight yourself and him to get back up.
right. The funny thing about that whole thing is like when Blake and I first started hanging out, you did that shit to me all the time.
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Like
Well,
you,
that's the
you
thing.
would sit in the corner and I could just fucking feel you burning
Mhm.
holes into my fucking skull.
Yeah. Mhm.
I was like, you did that shit to me
I was
all
all
the
about that.
time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, even
and
still
I'm
to
no,
this day,
I'm no different. You were
Yeah.
just
I was way
18 drinks ahead of me,
Yeah,
or
so it's
whatever.
Because
usually you guys are.
we're like right there and
Yeah.
there, and then it's an actual pretty good like tussle.
Yeah. The thing is, the only problem for you is like I've learned that I've got to use your size against you.
Yeah,
Like I've got to get you off balance. I've got to get you on the ground. I've got to use that to my advantage.
if I'm up on my feet,
yeah.
I can.
But
I'm good.
I can't let you get over me.
Yeah,
You know, because like if you just put yourself on me, it's sexy, but I'm fucked.
It's sexy and I'm fucked.
fuck.
I'm like, there's tits in my face.
Why am I hard?
Why am I hard right now?
I'm confused.
Trevor, quit moving. I'm gonna come. But
And then he's even more lubed up.
yeah, but you know, so like I've learned how to go against you because it's like, dude, it's like old school like UFC 2 shit when like there's like a 200-pound guy fighting a sumo wrestler, like not that you're the size of a sumo wrestler, but like something similar. Like they have to
Right.
fight different, you
Right.
know. They have to-
I don't think I could take Trevor down at all. Like I he has the height and weight advantage on me.
Mhm, sure.
Sober, probably not. Drunk, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think you're just too stout, and if you got any kind of footing at all, unless I go for cheap blows,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't taking you down.
Tell you what,
Like
it's not
gut punches
easy.
and stuff.
It's not easy taking Trevor down.
Dude, it's fun.
But the thing is like once he's off kilter,
Yeah.
go for it
Yeah.
because that's your shot. That's your shot. Once he's off kilter, fucking go in there and give it all you've got.
You know what my favorite picture still to this day is?
Huh.
Is all 4 of us at Ray and Troy's house, roughhousing. It's on Facebook.
Do you have that picture?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in quite some time.
Is it the dog pile when we were doing the football thing? Like Blake tried to
You're
chase
sitting
me.
on top, and you're sitting on top of us. I think.
yeah, if you guys
yeah.
could look, dude, there's so many memories where I like don't remember.
You're like, I'm glad there's a photo for
when
that, but when
somebody-
did that happen?
My favorite thing in the world is talking to somebody and they're like, "Do you remember that thing?" And I'm like, "No." And especially if there's
Video
photographic proof or
Yeah.
video proof, I love that because you can't remember.
Oh yeah,
everything.
yeah. Gavin was on top.
That sounds so.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Zach. It's
Because
funny.
Zach's like, no, I don't want to do it because I'll go too far.
I was just thinking about this yesterday. I remember
my
Zach
God,
grabbing me from the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember this.
I have
I was
I
riding you
drank
like
too
a
many
fucking
beers.
bear.
I have to piss already.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
God, I look fucking. I've lost some weight since that picture.
Yeah.
I have too.
like, look
we
at me.
both have.
That's me on the very like bottom end, right?
Yeah.
Like the very. Yeah, because you're on. You're on. Gavin's riding you, and then that's Blake in the middle. Dude, I have lost some weight since then. Makes me
That
feel- that
was-
makes me feel good.
No, yeah. I was like, I was also very hefty back then.
That was over a year ago.
Huh. Well.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So, in synopsis, we are going to start vlogging, and I think it's good to just vlog, and we can make it a regular thing. Like, obviously, the vlogs aren't going to go to the anchor or the audio podcast.
It's not going to go to the
No,
podcast.
it'll be on
This will be
Twitter
on
and
YouTube
shit.
and TikTok.
Could you imagine that?
exclusive-
Listening to that one,
exclusive.
that would be a rough listen.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Oh.
like,
Jamble.
we could make a playlist because we have the podcast playlist. We have a playlist of just vlogs.
IRL.
Dude,
And honestly, they don't have to be super edited. If you're doing something by yourself, Gavin, or even with Chelsea,
yeah.
if you feel comfortable enough to
Do it. Do it.
do it. And then we can each have our own little fucking section of a fucking vlog. So what I was just telling them is
Uh-huh.
if we're out doing anything,
Mhm.
even if it's just you three or just you two or whatever, or it's just you and you're doing something fun,
Uh-huh. Just record it.
record a little bit here and there, make a little mini vlog. That'd be
Couldn't
good.
hurt.
More content's never bad.
Yeah. No, that's
And
true.
they don't have to be super edited. Upload it to your computer, send it to me on Google. I can add fucking just a text fade in Blake at lava.
right.
Fade
We're
into
like-
the vlog.
Yeah, because like we're in the era of content creation, right? So
And I
hate
mean,
that
I
so
still
much.
hate that. Like I'm a content creator. Ugh.
Content.
Means
And I mean,
I
we
like
could
hit a
be-
fucking button.
we can be more like we're not just a podcast. We are, but
Yeah.
we could be a brand.
Yeah.
Like
We're-
just a
we're
full on
people.
brand.
Yeah.
And honestly, it wouldn't hurt all of us to actually gain influence in our own way. You know, like being ourselves.
That's true.
Because
I was
you
tr-
have your own thing and you have your own thing with your Twitches and shit like that. But me and Blake, well, actually,
No,
Blake has
Trevor
his
doesn't really do it
dogs,
anymore.
like your dog videos on TikToks and
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
like that.
Well, that's the easiest thing that I have for clout.
Cute animals.
Yeah, cute animals.
I have a
It's like
dog.
so easy.
Yeah, I was gonna do the duck thing, but that didn't plan out.
Yeah, he killed his duck instead.
Guys want to see
Goose.
it.
It was a
What?
duck.
Oh, is it duck?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a duck.
He
Oh,
killed.
did you kill him?
I did.
Yeah,
he
he
killed
has a
his
goose
weird
named
named
Duck.
duck.
It's not a weird name.
It was a
Oh,
weird
that's
name.
what got me confused because you named
Deco.
it Goose.
It's
Oh, yeah,
Deckham.
Deco. Never mind. Fuck it.
Yeah, Trevor came at me drunk. I thought to myself, I'm gonna deck him.
Today's random word of the day. Deck 'em. Deck 'em.
Anyway,
Gavin
So-
looked at the duck. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna deck him or
No.
cut his fucking head off.
I didn't even name him. I did do the second one though.
So do we want to get into a actual
Actual topic?
yeah.
You start it.
Oh, did you guys get the link I sent on the messenger?
Yeah, I did. I clicked on it, but I was driving, so I didn't really.
Same.
Is
Once
that
you-
like
once
a
you click-
new
Once you clicked
documents?
on it, you got access to it. It's going to be in your drive.
It said
Sweet.
something about it was expired for me.
It said that it was a risky link to me, and so my phone's like, "We're not doing
See,
that shit."
that's the Android shit again. It's like,
oh,
this
it's
is risky.
protecting me.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
this is from your friend Zach. That's in your contacts. This is risky.
I got hacked.
God.
He could have.
Okay,
I mean, I thought like
I very well could have, but
I have a question.
watch a lot of porn, so.
So, most of you guys are more parents than I am. Actually, all of you, technically.
I mean, when it comes to like actual species parents, yeah.
Yeah.
To humans, yes.
I've got a quick subject topic thing of the discussion. I just was thinking about I heard this on something and it made me think about it. So, Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
When do you tell your kids that it's not real, or
What?
do you even tell them about Santa Claus at all?
So I will start with that one. For me, I like to give kids wonderment
Yeah.
because like that was something I had when I was growing up. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
He was just.
He was getting off the rails there.
But yeah, I'd say 10.
10?
10.
Ooh.
You want to know why I say 10?
Mhm.
Because at that point, your kid's not a fucking idiot, and there's other kids out there already saying Santa isn't real, and you don't
Yeah.
need to be that kid who's like, I'm lost in La La Land.
I feel like by 10 they mostly usually figure it out for themselves.
Exactly. But on top of it, I think that's the point where it's like, you know who doesn't need credit for your gifts that you have got?
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus, a mythical creature that didn't pay for this. I did, and you need to be grateful.
Wait, Santa's not real?
Yeah, exactly.
He's here.
Sucks to
No,
be.
seriously, Santa's not real?
Shut the fuck up. There was actually a person named Chris Kringle though that did
Yeah.
give gifts to
There
orphans.
was a whole it was German.
He was real.
Yeah.
But
So, for me.
So you say 10.
I
Okay.
said 10. Chelsea says never.
What?
Yeah, Chelsea's not a big fan of that. She says it's bullshit to give a fictional character.
Oh, she says did not even like do the whole thing.
Yeah. She's like
Oh.
Santa's Santa, you know, like it's not
It's
real.
a story.
Yeah, but your gifts on your Christmas tree aren't from Santa. They're from whoever fucking got them for you. And I was like, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time I was like, that kind of rips out the creativity and the
See,
magic.
There was like a wonderment, like magic to it for me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like it was fun to believe that something like that was real in the world. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you got a sense of I don't know.
Wonderment.
Yeah, wonderment. It was like a sense of adventure. Like it was fun.
Something to look forward to.
Something very, very cool
Very
that
different.
eventually you weren't gonna have in your life. Like some
Exactly.
people keep that with Jesus.
Wow.
And
Not Zach.
see, that's the thing to me is like I realized in my life, in my adulthood, I'm like, oh, that people that don't want to let go of that have Jesus still. And I'm not making
So-
fun of it. I'm just saying it's like to me,
There's a line.
I kind of view it in the same way.
So, for me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your son. Will you tell him about Santa Claus?
Yeah.
And, okay. And then when do you think is appropriate for him to no longer believe in that?
for when do I think it's appropriate?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he wants to stop believing.
But what if he becomes a weird kid? That's what
You don't want a 12-year-old being like,
I
Santa's
don't want.
coming.
Yeah. See,
if that's what he.
I feel like the number that Gavin said for me is like the line, like
Yeah.
the
Well, so-
hard line, like no more past this.
See, here's the thing: is
Yeah.
we're coming to the age of technology. They're going to find out sooner and sooner and
No
sooner.
matter what.
Yeah,
No matter
sure.
what.
Yeah,
So, whenever, because
Mhm.
it's probably going to be before 10.
probably. Yeah.
Well-
I
Me personally, my oldest daughter is 8.
Mhm.
And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good.
She's already been exposed to Santa's not real.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
What about your youngest?
She?
No, she still knows.
So you told your oldest daughter to be like, don't tell her
Don't
that it's.
spoil it for her.
Don't spoil it for her.
No, I
You
mean,
didn't tell her that.
I didn't tell her because
She's like, life sucks.
if she wants to tell her, she can. But she wants her to feel the same feeling she did growing up. So she hasn't.
Yeah, because it's fun, right?
It's a,
like
it's
it
a
really,
magical feeling.
It is
Yeah.
like it. I wish things like that in the world were real. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
but not in the way that people will make it. Like, oh, what if Santa's a pedophile or whatever? Like people
Always.
they always get weird with it. Like, oh, he sees you when you're sleeping. It's like, yeah, because he's genuinely checking to see if you're asleep, and he's genuinely checking to see if you were just being good. He's not trying to
Fuck you.
touch your pecker or whatever. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, like that was the fun part about it, was like the real, like there was a real sense of wonder in the world, and now that's pretty much gone.
Yeah.
You know, so like I feel like kids deserve to experience that. Some people,
Oh, for sure.
I think it's fun. Yeah, but it can't go on for too long.
Yeah.
You
there's
can't
a-
be the weird kid in class that's nearing 12, 13 years old and still.
Santa.
I think I
Yikes.
stopped believing in Santa when I was 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I started questioning it when I was about that age, and I think I officially called it quits at after 9.
So I've got a question that will kind of go off of that.
Mm-hmm.
When you were getting your gifts for your kids,
Uh-huh.
and like this is a hypothetical for you.
Right.
What gifts are from Santa and what gifts aren't?
Ooh.
Okay.
I always wondered that with my parents, because my parents would even a lot of the times wrap the ones that were from Santa differently. than the
My
ones
parents
that-
would do that, or my
That's what-
dad
yeah,
would,
we
or
did.
or when I was real young, they would, like, if it was like a Hot Wheels race cart, a
Mhm.
racetrack, they would set it up,
Oh, really?
Really?
or like yeah.
Mine was always boxed still.
Mhm.
And so like it was like Santa came in and he
Hooked it
With
up.
the whole 9.
yeah, but and
Mm.
my parents didn't follow this ideology, so I'll start with this one.
Okay.
For me and for my son, it's going to be the simple toys are going to be from Santa.
Okay.
Santa's not going to be bringing Peyton
A PlayStation.
a PlayStation or a gaming computer. That's not going to be from Santa. That's going to be from mom and dad,
Right.
because I don't want him going when,
Christmas time.
Christmas time or after Christmas and going to school and being like,
Expecting the big stuff.
well, no, and going for me, it's for him to go to school and be like, Santa got me a PlayStation, and the other kids being like, fucking Santa got me a fucking box of rocks.
Yeah.
Like,
A heaping pile of coal.
I don't want,
like
yeah,
you got him. Oh, Santa got me a
Santa treated them better than them.
Right. That's a good point.
And
yeah,
so-
because your parents, there's variables there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they spent money. I always felt like my parents did a fair mix, I guess. I didn't overthink it though. You know, like I was just like, I remember one year my parents were in like the shiny flashy wrap, the ones
Mhm.
from my parents, and then the ones from Santa were in like white paper. And then it was like, I'm like, man, it's weird how Santa's handwriting's like the same as my dad's. Anyway, but yeah, it was. I never really thought about it too much at the time, like which ones were from Santa and which were. I suppose, Dad, if you're listening to this, and I know you are, remind me to ask you what your technique was behind which ones you wrapped for Santa and which ones you wrapped from you and Mom, because I think it was probably like that.
Right. Yeah. 'cause
I think it was probably
mom and dad
like
always
that.
got
Yeah.
like
The
that.
next
My
day.
parents didn't do that. Like when one year Santa got me the brand.
Look at your porn. Anyway,
Those are some big tits.
right? Gold chains.
Wow,
Bling,
that's
bling.
a big cock that just showed up on that.
Yeah,
Um,
it was. Anyway, so like my 1 year Santa had gotten me that, like, it was when the Xboxes when the Xboxes first came out,
Yeah.
or was it no PlayStation 2? Sorry,
I got a
it was
PlayStation 2. Did you get a PlayStation 2?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that
And
Christmas
that was from
rad.
that was from Santa.
I
That
feel
wasn't
like-
from mom and dad. That was from Santa.
I think the PlayStation 2 for me was from Mom and Dad.
And so made me feel bad. And like, it didn't make me feel bad at the time, but I look back on it now because then I went to school after break, and I was like, "Yeah, Santa brought me a PlayStation 2, blah blah blah," and or maybe it was a PS1. I can't remember.
Either or.
It was
gaming-
one. It was
it was
one. It
a
was a
gaming
game. It was a nice.
console.
I
It was
bet it was PS2. PS1
Yeah.
was a while ago.
And I was telling my friends that, and I'm like, "What'd Santa bring you?" And he's like, Santa got me a book."
You're like,
I'm like,
"Oof."
"Is that all
Fucking
Santa got you?"
nerd,
He's like,
dude.
"Yeah, it's a it's a book, and it's one of his like it was like a illustration book, kind of like a comic, like a book of comic books,
Oh,
So
Yeah,
a graphic
gotcha.
novel, basically.
graphic novel, yeah, but it was like a compilation of comic books,
Okay.
which was like, I mean, that's." And he's like, "That was the best. That was my best Christmas gift." And I'm like, "Ooh."
Ooh.
Then I was like,
Even
"Oh,
at
that's
the
really-"
time, were you
No.
feeling that?
No,
Oh,
at the time I was like,
Santa don't love you, bitch.
"That's." So there's a song I actually want to play a little bit of here, if you guys are cool with it.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
for sure.
but
That's funny to think. I'd never really considered that. Like, which? Oh, so the PlayStation 2 year. This is just a fun story. While he's bringing this up, I always like to go from small gifts to big ones as a kid because I like to,
Yeah.
build up to the big ones, right? I remember the year I got a PlayStation 2. Before I opened anything, there was a package that was about this big, about that thick. Right.
Perfect game.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll just open this one first." And I picked it up and I went to grab it. And my mom was like, "No!" And I was like, "Jesus! Like what?" And she was like, "Not that one yet." And I'm like, "All right."
Because it was like the game or like
Yeah.
an extra controller.
I got
or
two games with the PlayStation 2, and I picked that up and I handed one to Dylan, I think, and I was like, "Here, you open this one. I'll open this one." My mom turns around like, "Stop right there! Stop!" And then I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Yeah, and you know what
Setting it down.
the weird part is you probably thought it was a DVD. You're like, it's a fucking movie. Here's
I
the
actually
movie. Here's
didn't
the
really
movie.
think much of it. Like, I think I was thinking maybe it's another Goosebumps book or whatever because it's like
Well-
2001.
Well,
Yeah.
if it was a PlayStation 2 game, they're in like CD cases,
Yeah.
not like DVD cases like they are now or Blu-ray cases.
No, PlayStation 2
Was
DVD
always
Oh,
in
was
the
it? Oh,
DVD
PS1. It was
It was-
PS1. That
Yeah,
was.
that was in the
CD
little
case.
CD case.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright,
it
guys,
was
so-
that DVD case size, and I was like, well, just go for the little one. I thought it was some little bullshit present,
Yeah.
leading up to the big one. She was like, "Don't touch that," and I'm like, "Jesus,
Fuck,
right,
fine.
So
fucking
you guys,
fine." Okay,
You guys know? Do you guys know of Ray William Johnson?
no,
Yes.
yep.
Okay, so this is his band, Your Favorite Martian. Ray William Johnson used to do this he's the one who started like meme reviews and
okay,
reviewing viral videos.
YouTube
But,
guy.
so,
Oh, dude, he's
um,
way funny. You would love him, Blake.
He made a band, and it's called Your Favorite Martian, and this is one of the songs.
You might want to skip a little bit.
Either that or turn it up a little bit more.
I really hate it that my family's poor. I really wish I was a rich kid, cause they always get all the pimp gifts for Christmas. Did I get a new Xbox? Fat chance. Well, Billy gets a new pony and a lap dance.
So I'll skip into the chorus here.
Can I have some more?
The homeless.
Anyway, so I was not gonna play the whole song. We were just talking about it, and that made
that's
me think
funny.
of it. So yeah, it's like Santa hates poor kids.
I hadn't really
So,
thought
yeah.
about. Yeah, but you're right. I hadn't really thought about the kids and the access to the internet and how that's gonna fuck that up for all of them. Like we didn't even have. I don't know. We must have got internet when I was.
No, we had internet
7.
for a hot ass minute.
Well, I'm not saying
Maybe
it
for
wasn't
you.
available. I'm just saying we didn't get it until I was
That's like-
probably.
It wasn't any good.
No. Well, I didn't give a fuck about it until way later.
Pixelated tits or pixelated tits.
Well,
That's what
s-
fucking.
we got internet in. Yeah, it must have been 1997 or something like that, but it was dial-up bullshit. And my dad showed me some of the stuff about it, And I was like, cool, whatever. I didn't even understand what it was,
You're like, you got a cool magic box. Good for you.
Yeah,
Dad.
and I didn't give a shit about the internet until I wanted to start looking at titties, like that was
Actually, when I started caring about the internet was when I found out this website called cheatcc.com.
what is Oh, wait. I used to look at Cheap Planet.
Cheat Planet's a good one
Yeah,
too.
Cheap Planet was a good
Cheat
one. too.
CC was my go-to
Yeah.
to get and
The
that's all.
codes
That's
for Grand
all I
Theft
would.
Auto.
Codes for Grand Theft Auto, codes for Twisted Metal, codes for.
Yeah. Twisted Metal was the shit, dude.
I had this one. It was an N64 game, and it was kind of reminded me of Twisted. Like it's not like Twisted Metal, but you're on motorbikes and you're like crashing into each other. So it's like Twisted Metal,
Yeah, but it wasn't.
but it wasn't Twisted
Did
Metal.
you-
But it was just as fun.
Did you ever play Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Conker's Bad Fur
Yes.
Day, yep.
Dude, I started looking at like the old school game websites to just order an N64 and Conker's Bad Fur Day. Holy
that game
Fuck.
on
The
its own,
cost.
$200.
Yeah, easily.
Just
And I'm like,
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
God damn it, dude! If I could just go back.
You can just get a simulator for it.
Yeah, you guys told me that
or
actually.
emulator, not a simulator.
Have you? Well,
You guys told me about this, and I was like, "What is emulator?" and now, yeah, you put it on a.
Computer.
That's it.
you can have it.
You
on
can
your
get it on
phone.
your fucking.
You guys got to help me set it up
Yeah.
But
because I want to play it.
You can play it on Xbox. I
Have
think
you-
they actually
Can I
put
play it
on
on PlayStation?
Have you tried?
I don't know.
I only have a PlayStation.
Have you tried looking at the Entertainmart in the mall?
Ooh.
No,
That-
I bet it's
that
still
vintage-
expensive there.
The vintage video? No, because it'll be used heavily
Oh,
used.
well, they're all are, because they're old,
Well, no, you can get like
Oh,
the ones that are
you
like
can-
$200 are like
new,
Mint condition.
Brand,
mint
like
condition
still
one.
in the box
Yeah.
sealed.
I actually went there to the Entertain Mart to get my nephew Pokemon cards for his birthday or Christmas or something.
Yeah.
It was funny because I walked in there and it was almost like there was a shift. Like something doesn't belong.
You're in the wrong
He's like
place.
99s.
Like
What's up?
I walked in and they're
99
like,
90s.
I walk in and they're like, "You're not one of us." There's like, "Dude, we're getting some
Mixed vibes.
jockey vibes from you. Like,
Yeah.
like-
Fans
were-
is down the way.
yeah, I'm like,
You were the-
oops.
Yeah, the shoes are next
bully.
door.
And I walk up to the counter. I see cards. I walk up, and he's like, "Hey, what can I help you with?" I was like, "I need Pokemon cards." And then he starts saying, "Oh, do you need like this and this and this?" And I was like,
I don't know.
They're
And-
for an 8-year-old.
Back in high
I
school,
want
I
some
would have beat you up.
I would. Yeah, I'm like tamping down impulses to not like grab his collar and go.
He's like, take off your clothes, you're gay.
You like
the dick.
I walk in, he's like, "Hi," I'm like, "Sup, fag?" I mean, I was never that.
Sup,
I was
nerd?
I was
No,
never.
you're
Fucking
the fucking
geek.
shy kid.
But yeah, I was like, he's like, "I don't really know anything, man." I was like, "I'm getting them for my nephew. What can I get that has a chance of having something cool in it? Because he had like a stack. He's like, "This is $5. It's just 100
Randos.
bullshit cards. There's nothing good in there." I was like, "Okay." But he could be a quantity over quality kind of guy, like, but I was like, all right, like, what are the, like, because he starts pulling out new packs and, like, telling me about them. And I'm, like, zoning out as he's telling. I'm like,
He was
okay.
real into
You
it.
know, you have that moment
He's
when
like,
you're
these are the rising stars. These are the
legends.
No, I'm like because they have like all the packs have names on them, like
Yeah.
rising star,
Like,
or like
it's a-
liquid
yeah.
energy.
They're different colors and stuff. And he's, like, talking about them, like, "So these might have some cool shit in them, huh?"
Well,
And he's like, "Yeah, there's a chance." And I was like, "Okay, cool. How much are they?" And they're like $5 a pack. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, just reach in there and give me a handful of those. Cool." I was like, I didn't really like he's building them up like they're gonna be
Expensive.
yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
$5 a pack, fucking A, dude.
Well,
It's
and
like-
shit, and if
so it was like, let me get some new stuff, not a rubber banded fucking used set.
Something that's
Yeah.
already been opened.
Yeah.
well, and I don't know if you know that, but people still like on TikTok. They pop up on my feed all the time. The people opening Pokemon packs.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Fucking
I follow a
People
guy
can
that
make-
just does football packs.
Yeah.
Football
Or
and
even
baseball
any-
ones. Yeah.
any card trading card, all of the trading card
Yeah.
in general are popping up when they're opening it and they're, they're going through the cards. But I was watching one stream and it was Pokemon because it just kind of caught my eye because of the fucking background that was on it.
Yeah.
And he had something flashing in the background, so it caught my attention. But I noticed, I'm like, oh, hey, Pokemon cards. I used to collect Pokemon cards. I'm going to watch this for a minute. I watched it for about 30 seconds, and he pulled a card, and he's like, holy shit. And I'm like, that's a fucking Pikachu. Calm the fuck down.
Right.
And then he's like, he moves his camera up to the screen, up to his like computer, and it says, that card went for $800 brand new.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Not like a vintage card or anything. Like there's
Brand new. It was
Brand
an
new
$800 card.
Well, there are like PSA 10s, which means like they've been graded.
Yeah, you have to.
you got to
have
get
to
them,
send
send them in to get them
Yeah.
graded.
But
Or minted.
there's a Charizard card that's like PSA 10 from the very, 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 very first set of cards that was released.
Mhm.
First print of the very first set.
Yeah.
That Logan Paul,
Bought a bunch of.
$150,000 for 5 of them.
Didn't he buy like $3 million worth of bullshit ones too?
Dude, he's
Like he got scammed?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's funny though
A bunch
that
of
like
fakes, yeah.
now I know like the most valuable Pokemon card. Obviously, there's several different kinds, several different variations. Is a
Charizard.
Charizard is the most valuable Pokemon card. I'm like that's
And
that's
it's a s-
crazy
and it's a
because
certain-
that's arbitrary. That's based on what people like the most.
Which is crazy because it's
Yeah.
from the beginning.
And I think back to my little stack of rubber banded Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I said Pokemon. God damn it.
We're
I
getting
hate it
old.
when I do that because it's me talking too fast and I don't want to sound like a boomer. Pokemon cards, my little rubber banded stacks. I'm still hopeful that I have somewhere. I know I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple of them little bastards. Obviously, they're not going to be in good condition, but they're like, that was
God
annoying as shit.
damn.
It looks like he purposely did it. Like, ding,
How
ding.
did I get off on that Pokemon card?
Oh, we
tangent?
were talking about
That
an
entertainment
Entertain
store.
Mart.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Entertainment
Entertain Mart. Yeah, it was just funny how I walked in. The funniest part of the whole thing was one, I didn't know shit about anything. They were trying to describe shit to me, but the really big thing is like I seriously felt like they could sense I didn't belong. Like I just walked in.
He
there
walked
like,
in and they're like,
That's honestly probably just you.
Probably,
That
but
did-
like, but they were just like they all knew stuff, and I didn't. I walked in like,
Help.
hey,
That's kind of why they're employees there.
yeah, no, all the people knew
no,
stuff.
it's
Everybody in there was like, obviously like some kind of enthusiast, you know.
Oh, I'm glad.
And I walked
to
in.
work
He's
to
like,
work in a store like that. You
Yeah.
have to be an enthusiast of
Something.
something in there. Anime, video games, Pokemon cards.
Records.
Like I walked in,
Records,
I tried to
collectibles.
movies.
I tried to
comic
blend
books.
in. Like I walked in, I was like, "Hello, fellow nerds."
It
And
was
they were like, "Hey, ET, what's up?"
it's like one of those scenes in a movie where someone walks into like a bar and it's all loud and then
Quiet.
it quiets down.
That's what I was picturing as I walked in.
The
They're like,
saloon fucking scene.
yeah. Like, what is this?
But
Anyway, that
so
was it
that
was
was
funny.
that was a good tangent off of just talking about Santa
Yeah.
Claus.
I never thought a tangent of
Um,
mine would lead to Pokemon.
Well, finish up what you guys were saying about Santa Claus.
Mine
thought we
was
were-
that mom and dad get the good gifts. Santa
Yeah.
Claus gets the
That's
normal gifts that any like Santa Claus does the stocking. That's not mom and dad. Santa
Yeah.
Claus brings the candy and the stocking and
well, and like so. For say, if I buy the kids a game console, that comes from me.
Yep.
Santa might get them a couple of games.
Yeah.
but they're
Okay,
not.
yeah.
They're not getting like Santa's not taking credit for me working my ass off and getting you this fucking console.
fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
I worked my ass off for that.
He can support. He can support it. I worked my ass off for that shit. I get the credit
It's okay.
because I want
I
them
get
to
it.
go to school rather than Santa. Be like, my
My
dad,
daddy.
my mom bought me a Switch. Santa gave me some games.
Yeah.
Even games are a little like
They're still $60 a pop.
yeah. That's why I'm like that's a little on the high. That's like the very top dollar thing Santa would get
yeah,
for Peyton would be a game.
yeah.
It would be
But like
mostly
the
like
high dollar shit. Like, I'm obviously going to take credit for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Honestly, I can't even remember. I think
So
Santa
you're
got
not doing it to
books.
save the other kids. You're doing it to make yourself look like
You're like,
Dad got
Daddy
you the
bought
Switch."
this. Fuck Santa Claus.
Santa Claus a cheap hoe.
Well, Santa Claus supplied the crack to the fucking cocaine. So, yeah.
I was using that as a,
I know what you meant.
but like, I'm getting the credit for the high dollar.
Right.
Like,
So
Yeah,
you,
no, I
you
think
care
that
about
should
the
be-
credit for it, not the fact that you might make.
well, I mean, I love my kids. Like, I obviously want to get them that stuff.
Right.
Like, if that's what they want, I'm gonna get it for them.
Okay,
Trevor's
Trevor,
over
so
here
I actually got
giving-
a quick question for you. Does Autumn still get gifts from Santa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until Avery doesn't believe.
Until Avery doesn't believe, then
They both get Santa
they
Claus.
both get Santa Claus.
You know what Avery's gonna like watch Trevor stop like giving things from Santa, and Avery's like, Santa don't love you no more.
Right.
Right.
Like, bitch.
It's just like, yeah, fuck you. I was the
I
better
knew you were
child."
the fucking rotten one.
right. It's like, you got coal.
I gotta use the bathroom, guys. Do you guys want to move
Wow.
on to the next topic?
yeah, go for it.
I've kind of got something I want to get into.
Okay. Unless we want to do just a quick break.
Looked like he was fucking making out with his mic.
We're an hour in. Do we want to do a quick break?
Yeah, we can take a break. Let's take a
You
break.
guys want to take a break? Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick break here. We'll be back in the studio in about 5-10 minutes.
Well,
Well,
in an instant, really.
It's
An
gonna
instant
be
for you guys.
Like
So,
this.
oh wow! As soon as I,
See, that's why I was like, just
As
started.
soon as
They'll
I hit start-
fucking.
I
They'll,
was hoping to catch them in their argument there.
Oh,
but
oh, I thought you guys were telling us to shut the fuck up.
no.
No.
But welcome back, guys.
But
yeah,
yes.
we're,
We're
back,
back at
now.
it. I got a
Instantaneously,
video.
as usual.
I got a video here. What's gonna kick us off into our next topic here? So let me bring this up here.
Okay.
So
What is that word at the end there?
I saw that.
NASA warns alien life may not be fuckable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you might need to turn the volume up for the listeners a little bit more. There you
I've
go.
noticed the audio on videos has been quite
Shit.
low. Yeah.
so that's gonna bring us right into our next topic.
Okay, so the government have announced that it's aliens. UFOs are real, I guess, and aliens have been. What did they say exactly? They said
In a Congress meeting, they have, and this was in and sworn in, so they, that's all truth. They can't lie. They're sworn in.
Yeah,
Right.
I believe
that they have
politicians.
recovered. Well, it's a Congress meeting. It's
Go
they're
on.
sworn in by law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they
so,
follow
like,
the law
if you're caught lying,
Right.
you could go to prison.
because they
is-
they don't do that all the time.
But these aren't law officials that are saying this. These are
So there was
Anyways.
Commander.
No.
Oh, David Fravor. I
Why don't
can't
you just
remember
let
how
I'm
to
not
say.
sure.
His,
I'm not sure if
he
that's
was
the
on
guy.
Joe Rogan a few years ago talking about all this. So
Yeah.
here's the thing: I already believed. I was already in, and that's
Oh,
why.
me too.
For one, why do you think nobody gives a shit?
Because there's already so much fucking shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
the tinfoil hats.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll be honest
But
with you.
like the general population seems to not really give a fuck. Where like in the 70s and 80s, it was like, dude, UFOs. You think UFOs are real? That would be
Because they
wild.
didn't have the internet.
Right. So you think the internet makes it so we don't give a shit?
no.
No, the reason I say that is because today's day and age is so overran with information
Mm-hmm.
that you just get to a point where you
You've
don't
had
give
enough.
a fuck.
You've had enough.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's
back
a good
then,
point.
they
Yeah.
had that's what they would fixate on because
Yeah.
they didn't have anything else to give
Yeah.
away the shit.
Like you're saying, there was nothing to take in, so there was only wonder, right? Like you would
Yeah.
just be like, "What if?"
Yeah.
But now we absorb so much day to day. It's like, well, yeah, it's probably real. Like
Yeah.
it's probably
Well, and nowadays you can just do a Google search. Back
Yeah.
in the day, they had to sit there and think
just think.
and or talk.
I remember those days. It was awful. Like you remember, just there's something positive about it. Just sitting and wondering and thinking and exploring your own mind. You know,
Pondering.
But at a certain point, you're just kind of going over the same pages, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, like you're just like, oh, aliens would be cool. Or 9-year-old me, like, looking at tits all the time would be awesome. You know, like, like
But the
But
real
Zach all
that's why
types
I'm
in,
s-
looking at tits, delete.
But that's why I'm saying, like, that's why it was such a bigger deal back then.
Yeah.
Because they would get some information, like the shit that happened in, what is it, Roswell?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was on the news, radio, everything like
Yeah.
that. They didn't have a way of sitting there like,
Is it
"Oh,
true?"
Yeah, like, is this true? There wasn't forms that they could look through.
It's crazy to think how much the internet really impacts our lives. Like, because we think about that a lot, like how much impact it has on us. But like, think back to like 1995 or 1998 or whatever. Like, I remember just sitting there. Like when I think about sitting there and just thinking as a kid, just sitting there thinking and wondering about stuff.
Yeah.
I picture myself in a basement where I had wood paneling, right?
yeah.
Is wood paneling, and you're sitting there just wondering about shit as you watch Toy Story for the 14th time. You know, it's like the entertainment stuff
Was limited.
and you used it very repeatedly, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Very
your
repeatedly. Like,
stimulus came from your imagination, really.
dude, yeah, it was like
Yeah.
such a different time. Like,
So, are we gonna?
no, you're good.
Back
I
on the
was
alien part of this?
Just kind of I was kind
So-
of having a nostalgia moment there.
This article here, and this is on Reddit, granted, but it's the NPR subreddit, so it's actually
Reddit's,
ran by NPR.
Reddit's more reliable than CNN.
No.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Gavin
it
likes
says,
Fox.
I'm just gonna read the headliner here. It says U.S. recovered non-human biologicals from UFO crash sites. Former Intel officials says, and then there's a picture below there, and that's from when they were all getting sworn in.
Biologics was the word, by the way.
What did I say?
Biologicals.
Oh well, fucking.
I don't think he did.
He did.
I
Check
think
the
I
tape.
did.
He might have.
I'm pretty sure I
Check the
did.
tape.
But
Anyway.
so they found they have aliens.
Non-human. So they have matter or they have bodies. That's what I'm wondering. Because that's a clever word.
100% bodies.
Very vague.
100%,
It's very vague. But
100% bodies.
from a
Well, didn't they also confirm Area 51?
Well, dude, Area
I thought
51.
that was already confirmed.
No,
so
sorry.
Area 51 was
All the testing that they did.
well. So Area 51 was massive. When you think the INL, that doesn't even compare to the
Nothing.
size of Area 51.
Yeah.
So they were doing lots of stuff there. A lot
Well-
of nuclear testing. They were doing lots of testing of everything in
Everything.
there.
Well, and then there's like levels from what I hear in the conspiracy
World.
world. Like there's levels to Area 51. Like if you're level 1 being like the
You're on the
surface level, like you're nothing, right? But if you're level like 13, you're deep,
13
you're
deep.
real deep.
Highly classified.
I don't remember where I heard that from, but it was like you got access lower as you got deeper and deeper.
Because you guys remember Resident Evil,
I don't know if I
the
ever
first
watched
movie, where like it was underground and there was just levels and levels and levels down.
it. Mm-hmm.
That's the equivalent of what Area 51 was supposedly like.
Okay.
Area 51 is the umbrella corporation.
Basically.
Confirmed.
So the fighter pilot in this, like, I think he's probably one of the more credible ones because he's even talked to people and like when they ask him about stuff, he's like, "Look, I'll tell you about this, but like if you don't believe me, like I don't give a shit. Like I'm just telling you like what."
What I saw.
He's like, "I don't give a fuck to like actually convince you or whatever. Like I'm just telling you,
What's
what it was." And it's like even when he went on Rogan to talk about this stuff, he was very hesitant to like speak his piece, right? He didn't want to get out there and start saying all this stuff because now he's
A focal point.
Yeah.
he's a focal point.
Target.
I don't know if he wants to be this guy, the guy that he is now, the guy that the footage that came from his aircraft
Yeah.
of things that went from 60,000 feet to ocean level in
In
1
second.
second.
Yeah.
like things that can move in ways that
Shit.
we don't have the technology for.
Inhuman.
It's physically impossible to us.
Right.
Like it goes beyond physics, you know. That's the crazy part. So it's like, what is this? Have they been around us for
Oh, for a long.
millennia, or is this recent? Did they just get here? Or
No, see, and this is where you come back to like all the history channels, you know, like after 8 p.m. and they're like, that got that stoned out dude. And he's like, look,
Ancient Aliens. Let me tell you, that is
Yeah.
one of my favorite docuseries.
dude,
to
it was
watch.
awesome at first, and then it got weird.
real fast.
Yeah.
But you go back to that point, and then you can see all of this, like a lot of Egyptian stuff, all the fucking temples, and the reason why people are like, hey, like, you know, when they start like, hey, we found this great temple, and everyone come look, and they're like, you know what? Don't come fucking near this place.
Right.
Why? Because, well, we were looking and we found shit, but we're not going to tell you that. We're just going to say it's dangerous or it's ritual or some stupid shit. In reality, there's just a lot of stuff that they've proven on these sculptures and all these hieroglyphs, whatever glyphs, and then
Whatever glyphs.
there's another one. I just can't remember what the fuck it's called. And it just shows of like outsiders, people from what could be considered the future,
Yeah.
and people that can just easily, you would be like, that's from space. There's no
That's-
other logical explanation of what that being is. It isn't human. It isn't, you know, from here. We've never seen anything like it kind of shit. And you get a lot of that crap on a lot of old shit that we keep up digging.
Yep.
And the reality is, I'm not surprised that the government's finally coming out and telling us this stuff. Mostly because I'm like, one, we're in the age of technology, and it's getting so heavy with technology. Even third world countries have technology now. And that's at that point where you're like, we can't hide this. We can buffer a lot of shit. But after a point, you're just like, eventually it's just everywhere. You can't prevent people from like, I video
Well,
this
that's what
whole
that-
event.
So with that, the same kind of thing there. It's like the technology has gone so far that everyone has an high definition camera
And you can't fake it.
right there.
Yeah.
And you can fake it, but there's going to be some real stuff, and people are eventually going to find out
What's
that
different?
this is real, and then they're going to come after you because
You fucking
you
posted.
fucking no. They're going to come like these people are going to start coming after the government. And be like, you guys already knew about this. There's no way
You don't know.
You
about
don't
it.
you don't know.
Well, and then you
And
gotta,
there's more you're not telling us. And granted, there's probably I guarantee you there's a bunch of stuff that they're not telling us still.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, you got to take into account of all of our astronauts. Every astronaut has to go up with them signing the whole, hey, you can't
NDA.
talk about it. You know, like we'll tell you what you can and cannot talk about when you go up there. And the whole, they're like, well, it's just to keep national security so people don't copy our technology. And the reality is like, you can say that all you want, but the reality is you can see that shit from the ground with the telescope. So it's not hard to copy technology. So what you're seeing isn't something technology-wise, really. It's more along the lines of
But the difference
something else you've seen
the
or
difference
something
with the
else you've
telescope
observed.
is the telescope's picking up the light there and refracting it back in there.
You can
That's
see a
different than-
satellite from the ground, and you can see how it operates because it just turns, you know?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's different than being up there.
Yeah,
And
it
seeing
is.
it.
It's getting an up close video is a lot different. The only part that I would actually accept in that was the whole fact is like it takes them longer to copy our technology. But it's really you got to start to ask yourself questions like why can't they talk about their trips to the moon? Because even Neil Armstrong's still under a bunch of those fucking hey, you can't really talk about the landing and stuff like that. Like he talks about a lot of the shit that happens on the landing, but then you have to sit there and be like, a lot of that seems scripted.
He didn't fucking land on the moon.
They've shown a lot of weird shit about how that might have been faked. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised that if we did fake that, the whole landing, it just seems like an American move. You
Okay.
know, we
Okay.
won.
Okay, do you want to know my theory on? Because that was for the whole space race against Russia,
Yeah, well,
But-
Russia won. They broke into space before we did,
right? I think we're the first person to put.
and then we
someone
changed
on
it up
another-
because
But so I actually have a conspiracy theory about the moon landing, the very first moon landing, and I think we've covered it in past podcast topics.
probably.
But we did land on the moon, right? We put
We put
Neil or was it Buzz Aldrin or is it Neil Armstrong?
They were the same
That
mission.
landed.
Yeah,
Well, Neil
Or they did
Armstrong
together.
was the first to step onto the moon.
Buzz
they
Aldrin.
were
Buzz,
Buzz
Buzz
Aldrin.
Aldrin
They were
was
there.
right
Okay,
there.
okay.
He was with Neil Armstrong.
So they land on the moon,
Yeah,
Mhm.
but what was broadcasted to Earth
Everybody.
to
Yeah.
us
Was
was a dramatization, a remake of it, right?
What was it
Oh,
that
yeah.
the Red Hot Chili Peppers said? Space is the final frontier, but it was filmed in a Hollywood basement.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Because, like, think of the technology back then. How are they going to transmit video
That fast.
that fast?
Yeah, like live on TV. I
Yeah.
didn't buy that at all.
Well, everyone bought it until they realized when years later they're like, "Oh yeah, it takes forever to talk to the astronauts. We have
Yeah.
to have them at a certain spot. It has to be special, everything,
Yeah,
and that's only for like a 15-minute gap.
and
at
it was
best.
perfect. Was there
Well, and
any
I'm-
interruptions?
No, there was. There was
was
a
one, right?
Yeah,
That,
there's
like
a-
there was one that was like big, right?
it was a huge moment,
Yeah.
and this is where everyone's like, they were on the moon in this part, like this kind of scene,
Oh,
and
is
then
it?
they seen shit they weren't supposed to see, and the government cut off the feed.
Wasn't it like? Wasn't it something like they were at a crater and they were like, they're on the other side. They're watching us.
Yeah, so they were something.
don't fucking that fucking creeps me the fuck out.
Yeah, like
Here's the
they were-
reality, though.
Look
Sorry,
it up.
I'm-
Google that.
I can't.
No,
I just
Do it.
Don't be
I-
a pussy.
God
Just-
damn it, do it.
fucking I can't.
But while we do that,
Fucking
let's talk
just
about
that.
aliens
Just so
in
everybody
itself.
is aware,
Uh-huh.
Zach does not like aliens.
He's scared of them.
I am.
Oh,
I
oh,
really am.
Really
Scared
quick,
of
just a
aliens.
quick little fun sidebar. I was just thinking this. If aliens were to abduct one of us, right?
Yeah.
They got a choice of one of the four of us to try and figure out
Humans.
humans, right? Who do you think they'd choose?
You know what? I don't. This is gonna sound like this is where I get like really like. It sounds almost
What am I
prejudiced
looking
towards
up?
aliens
What am I
because I'm
looking
just
up?
like how fucking stupid.
What am I looking up?
Put astronauts on the moon.
Moon landing. Video.
Landing Crater.
Just put something along the lines of they're looking at us, they can see us. Moon landing, aliens can see us.
Yeah, there you go. But aliens,
Mm-hmm.
you can travel the universe,
Uh-huh.
but you can't scan a human being and be like, this is what you're genetically made of. All the materials.
Okay.
And the fact is, they have to stick a probe in your ass to figure out who you are.
We don't know that. You're
Well,
just,
that's where I'm like,
Hang
that's
on.
why I don't believe the people who are like, I was abducted and they stuck stuff up my ass. I was
Take-
all like, what?
take it easy. Take it easy. You're
That-
taking it too far. I just said
Out of all of
just
us,
of our hypothetically, if they got to choose one of us four to take up, they're gonna abduct us.
they'd
for,
probably take two of us.
No, I'm saying they get one.
Okay.
In this, they're like, we got to choose one. We only have room for one.
They'd probably
Um,
take Trevor.
You think they take Trevor?
He's the bigger mass. There's more to study than us.
Well, that's that biological matter, but like I was saying, like even deeper than that, like which one do they choose for various reasons
Well,
to
that
study?
That would be the
I didn't
most
know that it was
logical
a-
one, is because Trevor, again, is the biggest mass.
I don't know
has-
how much that matters, though.
It does, because when you're trying to study something, you want to have as much material to study. And when it comes down to that, you would pick the bigger one, not just size, as in like width. He's taller than all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes down to it, they would take into account his health and shit like that. And that's why I was like, the logical move would actually be to take two of us. They would
Yeah.
take a smaller version, so the more fit one would probably be you and Trevor. Because again, Trevor's huge, you're not. But when it comes to body size alone, you
Mhm.
have a different physique than he does.
Right. So they
Someone who
like to
takes
like.
care of themselves to someone who doesn't.
Well, it's
so
not
you're
even
saying
that.
to like
I
to,
know,
to
just kidding.
study the spectrum of humans.
Yeah, you would have to take
They would
more than
probably-
just one.
They would probably pick him and me.
Yeah.
Like that kind of makes sense actually. That make if they got to like just take like a sample size to see like what humans can be.
Yeah.
Right? Like they could be this or they could be this, right? Like
Well, and then they
Yeah.
would
I
take
can't find
Gavin
anything.
because he's short.
well, that's the thing. It's like
So
the
it
funny
goes
But
thing
you
is
wouldn't take
if
me.
they
Blake,
take
Gavin.
if they take all 4 of us, they're getting a pretty decent sample size. Like somebody who can get real big, real tall.
But
They're like most humans don't have hair, clearly.
yeah. Well, no, because here's the thing: is
So-
actually when because Zach doesn't like aliens, and this one's gonna upset him. You remember? I can't remember the fucking movies. The Fourth Kind.
Stop.
You watched
yeah.
that. You watched it. So that makes a lot of sense. Them kidnapping children.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because
everybody.
Did you hear
you
my
would
question
kidnap
though, Zach?
adults
No.
too.
So my question was if aliens got to abduct one of us, which Gavin kind of spun it into 2 would really make sense. But if they got to abduct one of us to study one of us, which one of us do you think they'd pick?
And then, like, as their first abduction.
Yeah, their
Like,
first
this is the
abduction. Like
for
let's
testing.
let's figure out something about humans. Let's pick one of these little cocksuckers and
And they've never done anything else with humans before.
yeah, they're like gonna figure out, and they're like, oh, we got to pick one of these 4 right now.
That's a hard one.
I know it is hard.
On,
Like,
I might want to say it's between you, Blake, and Trevor.
yeah,
Yeah, Blake and Trevor. It's
That's kinda what-
You, Blake, and Trevor.
you,
Oh,
Blake.
Yeah.
Me?
No,
And then
you,
no,
you,
me
Blake.
Blake,
Okay.
yeah. and
because
Trevor.
he's asking the question.
Yeah.
So, but it's between Blake and Trevor, and it's because they would look at it and be like, okay, those are obviously the bigger of the people here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Trevor, because I'd be like, he's the biggest one there. There's gonna be something like, what's making him to be the bigger person, like,
Right.
The bigger being the.
I wonder.
Is it like, is this all muscle? Is this all like body fat? Is this this? Is this this? Is this this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Trevor, you doing good?
What makes him
yeah.
tick?
Tick. Like what makes him tick? Yeah,
I'm
I was
okay,
like,
I'm
I was
just really
one.
tired.
I was just wondering, like, what variables they would value. You know, like what variables they would be like, well, what makes this one red? You know, what makes this one,
Black and blue.
you know? Yeah, it was. But then Gavin made a really good point of like, if you were to like want to study a spectrum, they'd pick us 2 or something like that. You know, like
Yeah, well, and I think
Yeah.
that would, the reason if they picked 2, it'd be you 2 because they looked at the 4 of us. They're like, okay, those 2 are the shorter ones, so they're obviously
They kind of look the same.
well, and the fact that they're smaller, so they must not be the
Alphas.
alpha, like the yeah. I mean that's the best word. The alphas,
mm-hmm.
the more dominant of the species.
Right.
Okay.
So
yeah.
then the, with Trevor being as big as he is, I'd be like, okay, so he's the biggest one. Maybe
Mhm.
he's the strongest. Maybe he's
right.
the leader.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
then-
so that's what I'm getting there is, and that'd be the tough one. And then they'd pick Trevor up and be like, oh, he's bald. Fuck. This one has hair though. And then they look at it, he's like, what are these things on his face? Like those are glasses? Like what are these?
Right. They
do.
start figuring out every little genetic detail about him. And yeah, I don't know. I imagine they'd slap Trevor on a table next to like me or something. They'd be like, "Man, these things are a lot different. Like these are the same species, right?
We
Like,
can't
this
pick
is-
this one up.
like one of them goes to move.
The
I
tractor-
threw out my goddamn back.
Again, that just brings it back to the whole you can travel across space and time or
Mhm.
whatever, and you can't just figure somebody out with a quick scan.
Hey, you're just assuming.
or they're more like us than we think, and like one of them, the one that like gets to pick the person is like, oh, I'm gonna pick that one because like the one that's doing the operation is like this tiny little like weakling alien, right? And then they bring in trailer. They bring in they bring in Trevor, and
They bring it all
and
double-eyed.
and the head scientist alien is like, oh, dude.
Come on, man.
Fuck
man,
you.
You picked another cow.
He's like, he's like,
I thought we moved on
he's like,
from
I
animals.
know that you know that the anti-gravity gun is broken. All right. Like they have the same problems.
Right?
Like,
Piece of
mechanical issues, and they're like, he's pushing him on a table. He's like, get this motherfucker, dude. I was like, I should just throw this one out the goddamn window.
Fucking airlock.
He's like, I told you the one in the red shirt. Didn't it look easy? It looked easy, didn't it? Sure.
I
we
gotta throw
gotta-
that bitch over my shoulder.
She's like, yeah, we got to mow a little hair down. Whatever. I can deal with that. But we're talking literally half the size. Yeah, no, it was just a fun hypothetical for me.
So-
It's like if they had to pick one, like what would they
Which one are they choose?
value in a choice, you know?
Yeah, for a
They'd see like Dylan,
s-
they'd be like, what the fuck happened to this one?
this one's so skinny.
But it's
See,
like the
with-
height, I think, is more the.
Well, yeah,
Hmm.
Slenderman style.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dylan.
So my guess would actually be Zach,
Zach? Okay.
Really?
Why is that?
primarily because hair color.
Hair color?
All of us have the same hair color. Zach does not.
See, that's the thing, though. I think they'd be looking for one that's kind of gonna cover more.
The
more
mass
of
majority.
everything.
That's my view on it. Is like, I think Zach would actually, in my opinion, he'd be like the last pick because it'd be like, well, something's
He's
different
gonna
about
die
that one.
off.
Like, that one doesn't
That's-
cover
that's the
all
thing.
bases.
Yeah, he's
you know?
different.
He's different.
Like I
So-
have the different hair color. I'm
Yeah.
not the normal
Yeah.
one.
That's the
I'm
thing.
not
I
the
think
one out of
they've-
four.
He's
I
the
think-
rarity.
Well, that's the thing. I think they'd be looking for more of a general scope.
than a
Of human.
mono-
Like, I honestly think they'd be like more like Gavin. I think they'd probably pick Gavin because he's like kind of
Okay,
a little of everything.
would this be their like first time seeing humans and they see just the four of us and that's all?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
saying this is their first abduction.
Well, first abduction. That's not saying they observed before.
Well, they probably observed, but
So yeah, then
Even just in the-
if they have observed other humans, I'd say Gavin because he's more typical of.
I'm not
just
just
a-
atypical human.
He says, "Well, I mean, you're the most average."
Yeah.
That means sounds so mean, but you know what I mean. Like
isn't it funny? how
average height.
Average sounds like a mean word, but it's really not.
average
Eh.
height. You're not 6 foot tall, like Blake.
But
and
here's
Trevor.
the reality: is actually my height isn't common. Well, it's common, but it's not common.
Your height's the most average.
Yeah, like
Zach.
7'8", or not 7'8". Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I meant to say
7'8".
5'8". 5'8" to like 6'2" is the average. I would
How
say.
tall
6'2"
are
is-
you?
I'm 5'8".
5'8". You're
borderline.
Yeah.
right there. You're right there.
See, but like really,
I
the
think I'm
whole
actually, like,
5'5", it
5'7"
really isn't
something.
that common unless you're a woman. And even then, it's not that common because I know more. I know taller women than I. You know,
Me
like,
too.
Who was that? You guys,
was that?
the podcast didn't. The mics did not pick. That was Gavin.
It was.
It was you. You were my last pick.
It ended in a question.
Oh man, like this one's gross.
Anyway,
For those of you that didn't hear that, because you couldn't, because I don't think the mics are
Oh,
that
I hope to
sensitive.
God it picked up something.
Because Gavin just let a fart out. It was like the cutest little.
It was good, like 2-3 seconds long too.
God.
But going back to your fourth kind, that movie,
fucked
I
you
won't.
up.
I will not watch it ever again.
Did you find the clip?
No, I can't. So I can't find that clip of
It's just-
that.
How
Neil
convenient.
Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin saying like, it's
Okay.
audio of them saying.
Do you know what? That's
so
a crazy
You know
part.
what I think? I'm thinking that audio you're hearing is from a Transformers movie.
No,
Dark Side of the Moon.
No, I think it was real.
Well, the thing is because they see the aliens on the moon in the Transformers movie.
Oh yeah.
This was
And
on a
they say they're
podcast. This
watching
was
us.
not a movie.
Okay, well, if you can do some research
All
and
right,
find it, because I
we
dig it
got to
up
start
right now.
doing that more with topics like this. Like we kind of just come in
Half loose.
I think it's fun.
shooting from. It is fun, but half the time we're like looking stuff up, and then
And we
can't
sound so
find it,
damn
And
stupid.
then we sound like idiots. Yeah, we
Well,
really
we
should.
are.
If
You
we
sound
want to
like an
talk
idiot.
about topics,
We need to know a little.
we need to know a little.
But-
we have to have some bullet points written down. You
Yeah. But going
Anyway.
back to the fourth kind there,
That
I won't
movie
watch- I-
Fucked me up.
I won't watch it again because it
I've never.
is
watched
not
it.
an overly scary movie.
It was scary.
It is a psychological horror
Yeah.
for sure because it has like no like huge jump scares or like
Eh,
suspense into it.
yeah.
It is psychologically
But
mind fuck me. But
isn't it based off a
I-
true story?
yes, it is based off all the alien abductions in Anchorage.
Yeah, Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah. Oh,
Alaska,
I watched it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is like
Spooky.
the hot spot of people claiming to be abducted, which I fucking believe it because aliens are fucking weirdos.
Fucking weirdos.
Get
I'm fucking
him.
terrified of them.
Yeah. See.
Like
You know
see?
what's sad?
Again,
They-
Zach's my pick.
they
Just because they think it would be funny.
Fuck
Yeah.
with them.
They're like, guess what, Zach?
so every time we go to the
we
zoo,
have huge cocks.
every time we go to the zoo, and you know how they have those owls at the zoo.
Uh,
Yeah.
I can't stand owls now because of that movie.
Really? That's funny.
Because they associated like the people when they were being abducted,
ability.
they got a fear of owls because they don't remember being being abducted, but they kind of like they remember an owl because of the eyes and the shape of the face. This reminded them of an owl, and that's all they think of is because they have never seen something like that before, and they're so
Yeah.
traumatized. Their mind is like they can't comprehend exactly what they saw because it's nothing humanly possible,
right.
and so their mind is subconsciously
burned
replacing
in.
it with an
Something.
owl.
Yeah, something they can
And so
handle.
now I see owls, and I'm just like,
It's the end.
I fucking that movie.
We should
It
watch that
terrifies
movie and then vlog it.
No,
Yes.
like
Well, Blake
I-
or Blake's watched it.
I
Zach's
sh-
watched it. I watched it.
I've
Trevor
never
hasn't
watched
watched
it.
it. We should watch it.
I can.
That'd be
Oh,
fun.
yeah, no, it
Dude,
wouldn't be.
I remember watching it like right after high school. Like I graduated and I was like maybe 18, and this is a year after I graduated. But
Okay,
anyway,
You got what? Oh, you graduated.
yeah, it was like a year after I
It
graduated.
almost said. It almost sounded like you said this was a year after I got Twitter.
right? They're like, wow, go you, way ahead of
Cool.
you know. And I was watching it in my friend's basement with all my the whole crew I was hanging out with at that time.
I bet they're a bunch of scumbags. Huh?
No, they were definitely emo though. I tell you that much. Anyway.
Yeah, same thing.
And we were watching it, and I was like, man, this is fucked up. Like, this is super fucked up. And then I had to drive home, which sucked because it was night as fuck, and like blackout sky. And I was like, oh no. This is the worst part. It was around winter time, and I was like, fuck, this is it. This is
Gavin,
how I get got.
Are you sure that I wasn't there? Because that is very similar to the exact time that I first watched for the fourth kind.
Were you there with Alyssa, Erica, and Austin? And
I don't remember the names, but we were in a basement, and it was in the middle of winter,
It wasn't in the middle of winter. It was just like it started
snow.
snowing
Well, yeah.
recently. Yeah.
and it was because I watched it with a bunch of other people,
Yeah.
and
I mean, that's
I'm-
kind of how most
I'm-
movies go.
I'm quite well. No, I didn't watch it like by myself at home. That's what I'm saying. I watched it with a group for the first time, and I remember watching it and being just like not talking because I'm just like,
He's all like sniffling in the
Freaking
corner. He's
the
like, fuck,
fuck
dude,
out.
fuck. No, I remember because I was sitting next to, I think it was my friend Alyssa, and I was all like, I want to go home. But then I was like, when I was driving home alone, I was like, this is how you get got.
Yeah.
I'm taking hard.
Being out there where nobody's around.
Yeah, I was like, because that's how they all got. They're alone. It was in the middle of the fucking night. Guess when I was leaving? It was like 2 or 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is it. This
And
is
you're
how.
not out running them with your Honda Civic or whatever.
Oh, it was a Grand Prix.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, it was white. It blended it with the snow. I tell you what, I was like,
They
this
have the
is-
technology, bro.
they got me.
yeah, because
I was like, they got me. I was race carring around
Yeah.
Drift King bullshit. Yeah, all the
Trevor-
way home.
Trevor would be like, lucky me, I got a supercharger.
I gotta outrun 'em.
That's the sad part. I did have a supercharger.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like it's like.
But I wasn't thinking about that. I was like, I gotta get home fast, but not die while I get there.
They should have just called it a kind of charger.
Kind of a charger, for real though. Yeah, that movie fucked
Nah.
me up, man.
Yeah, we
And
should
then-
watch it, dude. We should do a watch
Fine.
party and like do a vlog.
Fine.
Yeah.
Just like we'll just set up one of these fucking things. in the corner just recording us so we can see Zach holding the blanket up to his
Dude, I
Yeah.
will too. I will too.
You know what? I
One
actually
time
think
I
that
went.
was my second time watching it. It still fucking scared me.
One time, Marissa and I went. Fuck it. I've seen it like 3 times, and
Yeah.
and
Every time it makes you feel uncomfortable.
the
Just-
last time I saw it, Marissa and I were camping, and she was watching it on her phone while I was sleeping, and I woke up
looked
to the
over.
fucking owls part, and she was watching it, and she had it in her hand. She had fallen asleep like this,
with her hand up.
like she had her
Yeah.
hand propped up. So
Dude,
I
my
woke up.
hand's going like this, 100%.
I it was like leaned up against something,
Yeah.
right? Because I guess she was having trouble sleeping, so she's like, "I'm gonna watch a movie," and I wake up, open my eyes, and I'm just looking at it. And then obviously I'm getting sucked in immediately because I was like, oh, a movie.
You're like,
blah.
oh shit, I remember these things.
And I'm like, oh, this is the 4th kind. Holy fuck. And then it just hit me like, we're alone in the woods. We're alone in the woods in the middle of nowhere. Like we had kind of like
It was just the
went
two
off
of
the
you?
path. Yeah, it was just the 2 of us.
And you were where?
So we went up to up past Kelly's Canyon.
It was just
Oh,
the
the
two
Wolf
of you up
Flats?
there?
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. At night? Mm.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
and all-
Wolf Flats and all them up there, those places get creepy. as
Yeah,
fuck.
dude. There's
Oh,
no
you know what?
way.
It's really creepy when you're terrified of
Murder
aliens.
And
Oh, the fucking murder van.
Murder van.
dude, that murder van was there forever.
Blake's lost.
I never saw the murder van.
You've never seen the murder van?
Huh.
Dude, it's creepy as shit.
Either way,
Well, sorry.
murder van or not,
Sorry,
but
murder RV.
Yeah.
going up to the woods with just here's the thing with going up with like your wife or girlfriend or significant other, right? And you go up there and it's just you two and you're alone. Anything goes down, right?
Dude, it's an
It's
instant
on
heart
you.
attack.
No, it's on you, right?
Yeah.
Like you're the man. Right?
You got to do something
it's your
about
job. It's your job
Like we,
to fucking
I had my
fuck
gun.
that, dude.
Like, I
it.
had
Dude,
my
that's where
gun.
I'm like, fuck equalities, man.
Like,
This
I-
shit
no, I-
sucks.
I run faster. That's what,
Right, that was her choice. She needed to learn to pick up her fucking knees.
you know the cartoons where it's like, pew, and it's just smoke. That's me, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't scared of like animals or anything because I had a gun. I wasn't terrified of that. But I'm sitting there, laying there, and I don't want to like grab the phone from her because I don't want to like wake her up
Fuck
because
Yeah.
she wakes up violently.
That's so funny that she's like holding it asleep. Like
I
I've
just
not-
hopped out
it
of
was
bed
off the
really
way,
hard.
Like, leaned up, like,
Oh,
like,
like
it was just a two,
propped
it
kind
was just like a 2-man tent.
That was the murder RV.
They must
Yeah.
have just been homeless.
No.
and
Wait a
they-
minute, which one?
No, that thing had been abandoned
Oh,
for a while.
see, no, that one's different. The murder
Dude,
van
well,
that I remember
Yeah.
was a broken down van, and it was red, and it was
No,
so
this
dirty, and the windows were busted out of it.
I can.
The
We-
funny part is like it's likely just somebody that like, oh, I can't afford gas or registration or whatever, so they just leave their shit up there.
It
No,
was in
they
the middle of a
abandoned the
road. It was in the
vehicle.
middle
Yeah.
of a roadway.
It's just
Yeah.
funny because like you can build this whole story behind it in your head, but like really,
There's
it's
nothing
just
logical about
it's
it.
just some broke, stupid fuck that left his thing up there, like, and he just couldn't do anything
I
about
don't
it.
know. It had blacked out windows. Like, oh,
And that all adds up to broke, stupid fuckers. You
No,
know, like,
no.
But-
It was,
Anyway.
it was creepy.
Well, and then, well, okay, I'm gonna
We're getting off
I'm
topic.
gonna get back
Yeah,
to my
we-
little bit
yeah,
of story
yeah,
here, and then I
sure.
want to touch on that again because there's a reason why we called it the murder van or the murder RV.
Oh yeah. yeah.
So we, Marissa and I are camping, and that happens. I watch up, and I'm like, not trying to watch the movie, but I can hear it, and it's just got the ominous music and everything, and then I'm hearing like the little bit of coals that I left in the fire
Crackling.
crackling, and I hear something like scurry across the trees at the top, and I'm like, I
Hey.
have never been so terrified. I'm like, this is how she's gonna wake up and I'm gonna be gone. Or she's gonna sleep through my abduction. I'm gonna come back and be like, owls, 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 owls.
owls,
I was raped.
Can you imagine?
But-
it's so funny. Like if you let a little logic seep in, like they're
It'll
sitting up there.
destroy your
well,
fears.
they're because they're sitting up there and they're like waiting for somebody to just watch the movie in an uncomfortable setting. They're like, "Up, you stupid fuck, we got him!
Yeah.
Go get him! Go get him! He saw the movie now, so now is the perfect time to go get him."
Like the fucking ring.
Yeah.
You're like, you got 7 days,
Oh
bitch.
fuck! You know what's funny? Right where you're sitting.
Yeah.
Right where you're sitting. If you roll up the carpet,
Yeah. There's a giant ring underneath me.
mm-hmm,
It's for your well.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, like an old one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
now
rolled
I
up the carpet, and I rolled it right back.
He's like, I'm gonna clean this place. No.
No, right where you're sitting, like it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a circle, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I don't like it.
No,
And I
no,
don't
no one
like
does.
it.
No
Yeah.
one likes that shit. That's
No.
like, oh, that's where your creepy crawlers
I'm
come
like,
from.
and the thing is like, chances are there's very few wells that have a girl with long black hair in them. Very few.
Yeah.
You know,
It reminds me of that. I forgot what scary movie it was,
it
but
ended up to be a creep me out kind of podcast.
Dude, the best part is you
Fucking-
live in the fucking boonies, you know, and that's
Yeah,
where
I
all
can-
the abductions really happen.
And
is in the
according to
boonies.
Zach's logic, if you're in a remote place and then you think of a thing,
It
that's when it's
happens.
gonna happen.
well, yeah,
it's
of
the same
course,
thing when you're
but
trying to
it's
find, like when you're
remote,
scared of
so-
spiders and shit, and the most common thing you find is
Right,
spiders.
yeah.
God, fucking, oh, that motherfucker's still here.
Right?
Holy shit, he's still here. I forgot.
Ugh.
Oh,
He's
the
sitting here.
spider last time. That's when you were like, "We're done with the episode."
Yeah, I was
He's like,
like,
I'm glad you said something.
call it
Peace.
in.
Man.
But so I'm gonna touch back on that murder RV. So it was me. It was just me and Trevor up at that time
Yeah, we were the only ones up.
because it was, I stayed that night, right? Because it was you
Yeah.
and Christy and Jack and Derek camping,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came up with
Christy Had
Marissa.
gone home.
Yeah, and I came up with Marissa. We did razor riding and everything,
Yeah.
and then I took the razor, my dad's razor back, and then I came back up.
Yep.
Just to camp.
Oh, I
Um,
think I went there because Kendra was there too, wasn't she?
No.
No. You did. You showed up the first night, but you didn't stay. You just
Yeah.
hung-
No,
but-
yeah,
so
the
we're-
kids were there, dude.
Trevor and I are sitting around the campfire and about like.
Yeah,
Well, I think when the thing that happened, we all heard it
Yeah.
because we were all up. It was about like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. We're sitting around the campfire or like walking around camp, and we hear off in the distance, "Help!"
okay.
And it was like a terrified scream for help.
Yeah.
And then nothing, nothing.
That's other.
And so we start walking up, like looking for it, because people are going up and down the road with our like dirt bikes and side by sides. We thought someone was hurt
Yeah.
and had crashed out, and it had come from the direction of that where the murder RV was.
Dude,
So we
that's
start
some
going-
Blair
start-
Witch shit right there.
We start going that way, and we
Uh-huh.
see that sitting there, just sitting there, and it's not in a campsite. It is next to a campsite, blocking the road,
Mhm.
going
It's
down
blocking
in
the
there.
road for multiple campsites.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we go down and we're looking around, and that's when we see it's all blacked out. And I'm like, nope, fucking, I'm out here. I walk back up the road to the campsite. And then it was later that night. Trevor and I wanted to have more fire
Mm-hmm.
because we had run out of firewood. But we're like, oh, over in those campsites over there, there's a bunch of firewood. And Trevor's like, I'll go get it.
Past the murder RV.
He had to go past the murder RV. And I'm like, Trevor, if you want to go get it, you can go get it, but don't die. And then so he zips off. He's drunk as fuck, by the way, and gets on a 4-wheeler.
As you do.
He did fine,
As
He didn't,
one
like-
does.
as
Yeah.
one does when you're camping. As one does, you drink and drive on a 4-wheeler. And he wasn't going fast or anything. He was just,
No,
and this wasn't like it was like a mile down the road. It was literally like we could, like if you kind of like walked,
Out into the road, you could see it.
you could see it. Yeah. So he goes down there, and the entire time he's gone, I'm like,
He's got gut.
I'm like, Trevor's not coming back because I hear the
You're
engine
like,
cut off.
I should just leave him.
And I was,
I'm going to bed.
my mindset was Trevor's not coming back, and I'm so drunk. I'm like, I'm kind of tired.
Oh, what a dick!
But then I hear the 4-wheeler come back up, like coming over the little hill there, and then I see the light. I'm like, hey, Trevor's got firewood.
Yeah.
You're like, I was about to leave you for dead.
Right? I wasn't gonna
This
tell
is so
anyone what
funny.
happened.
Wow.
It wasn't
So
gonna send searching.
You guys
rescue
didn't
or
go
anything.
look in the RV?
We kind of like,
I did.
yeah.
I rode past it on the ATV so I could kind of look up in it.
Mhm.
Like it was.
Can't see into it.
Yeah, you couldn't. It was the. It looks like they like took some sort of like tint, but it
Mhm.
was just you could not see through it because like with really dark tint you can
See what's
Like,
on
see
it.
the-
kind
least
of
the
cup your
shapes.
eye and
Yeah.
look in.
Yeah.
Looks like they had painted the windows.
That's
Yeah.
that's the funny thing. Realistically, right?
Yeah.
Again, letting logic seep in. If somebody was up there just trying to do some freaky shit in an RV,
Yeah.
they would be like secluded.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
they
this
would put it
was-
they wouldn't put it at the front of a road leading to campsites. They would go back into the most remote one that they could.
These were all
Yeah.
these were these were near the end. Like,
Of the
these
trail.
were remote.
I know
these
but
were
See,
remote.
the windows are
yeah,
completely
I'm
black.
I'm saying somebody was there probably like hunkering down,
Yeah.
homeless, whatever. Like
Oh,
Well,
the tags hadn't been registered for like 4 or 5 years.
mhm.
So does Jordan. Jordan doesn't. do
yeah,
that shit
see
either
that's
with
what I'm
his
saying.
ride.
That's all adding up to poor broke bastard.
I know, but
Jordan
then
just doesn't
it
believe
was-
in it. He thinks
it
it's
was-
bullshit.
It was everything leading up to it. Like they're in the hell.
the hell.
It was like a terrified scream for help. Like kind of help you would broken out of that fucking RV.
Yeah.
Uh,
But if that RV disappears,
You know
meaning
what?
somebody came up there and finally was like, "Get this piece of shit out of here," right?
Oh yeah.
That means something is found,
Yeah.
evidence is found. Well, and people fuck around up at campsites all the time.
Which
Like-
is super annoying. By the
It
way.
is like I've been around people that like screamed like just to sound
Well, yeah, and-
terrifying.
Like, and we're in an area where the sound really could have came from anywhere because it could have bounced off one side of the mountain, came across the other, and
Mhm.
Well, we were able to hear a party that was cleared down.
Yeah.
On
Was that same-
tabletop.
was that same weekend
Yeah, yeah.
but honestly,
When
like,
Captain was walking across the road.
with her fucking dildo on?
Her
If
fucking
you-
her strap on.
but if
on.
somebody like screamed for help and like you honestly thought
They
that
were
it
in
was somebody
trouble.
screaming, like you should go like really look.
We
we
did.
did.
We did.
Yeah.
We
We
looked
did.
for a good like 30,
We
40
jumped
minutes.
on the four wheelers.
Went up and down the road.
went
Yeah,
up
I would
and
have
down
found
the
that
road.
RV. I would just beat the door down. Like, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
I got a gun, bitch. Come out with your hands up.
Come up.
I did have my gun.
See, this
Well,
is
and in my mindset, it was someone had wrecked on a RV, on a ATV.
ATV or
That
something.
kind of
something
scream doesn't
Side.
come from that though.
Well,
does
like
it?
like their friend was
If they get
Oh,
trapped or
yeah, yeah, sure.
something.
like they're trapped under it and their friend can't lift it up.
yeah,
Help! I need
It's
help.
not typical though.
Well, right, but like I mean, that
I
was
mean,
the kind of accident I was thinking about because people were zip, and I did wreck that weekend.
Yeah, he did roll the.
No, I
the
remember
side by
that.
side.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but I remember
the story
it
of
happening. Yeah, this podcast has thoroughly turned around and started freaking me out too.
it. So here's the thing about this whole thing, is if you hear one scream for help and it doesn't keep persisting,
Oh no!
I'm just gonna be like, bitch
bitch
is dead.
Yeah,
Too bad.
it was-
Well, if
It
it was
happened
one
once or
one scream for help, is probably somebody screwing around.
Yeah.
Like
It was
You
one.
have a
it was
spider behind your head, Blake.
2 times, 2 or 3
What?
times.
You have a
It was
spider
like-
behind your back. It's on the wall.
Oh yeah, right there. I see it crawling.
oh yeah, yeah, it's going for Zach, not me.
Anyway,
Well, that one I'm not terrified about. Look, I can smash
There's
that
a-
one.
but yeah. So if it's one scream, it's just somebody probably fucking with you. And here's another thing. It's like scary movies.
Mm-hmm.
101. You hear screaming. It's always the white people who are like, you know what? Better go Scooby Doo that bitch. You know. But
Well,
here's
see-
the reality.
but
You-
see, we
it's the sad part because you're just like, oh, somebody could be
Now I'm
genuinely
creepy
hurt
crawly.
and you can fucking help them. But at the same time, I'm like, that's a serial killer move 101. You scream for help, you drag people in, it's a fucking body counter.
Yeah,
I
I knew
don't
we
give
were
a fuck.
okay.
Like one scream, I'm like, bitch is done for. Too bad.
no, I'll go look. I'll
Nope.
go look every time because I'm like I always thinking like that. Well, if I was in their position,
Yeah.
I'd want them to.
I'd scream a little bit louder the second time.
See, but like a guy like you, that's not changing your mind. If you're like fuck them the first time, you'll
Yeah.
find out a reason. You'll figure out a reason.
But you know, and I just have all those friends that are like, we have to do the right thing. I'm like, we don't. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to do the right thing, Gavin.
It is the right thing to go look.
That's how you
But
get
one
into
scream-
alien heaven.
Alien heaven. It's a alien hand job. But
Fucking aliens, dude.
I don't honestly. I think the reason no one gives a shit about the alien thing is because we're like, one, obvious. There's got to be life out there.
I feel like most people like already kind of bought into it anyway.
Yeah, well, there's too many movies at this point not to be like believing, but at the same time, there's too many movies to just be suckered by that shit.
Well,
Right.
and then it's like too many sightings too. There's like
Yeah.
lots of sightings. You can't
And there's
explain all
always
of them.
Yeah, you can't explain every single one.
Mhm.
You can't keep covering shit up. And I'd rather care about if these aliens are real. Are they gonna change how we live? Are they dangerous?
Well, here's
Are they fucking gonna make my life easier? They
You know,
gonna
if
take
it-
me to fucking Mars
Are
and
they
I can
gonna
live a nicer
enslave
life?
us?
Do you know
Yeah.
what I subscribe to? The idea that I really am kind of in on. I don't know if it's like that. I'm like, oh, this is it for sure. But like, it seems reasonable to me.
Yeah,
They dropped us off here.
that seems logical.
We are them, and we're kind of a
Testing
little
ground.
social experiment for them. Let's see what they do if we put them by themselves. Nuclear bombs. What are you guys doing? we gotta get down there.
I'm impressed
Yeah.
that they evolved so fast, but at
Yeah.
the same time, really annoyed.
But like, oh god damn it! Like they weren't supposed to anyway, and they, like the idea that we were put here
Makes more sense.
makes
than,
perfect sense, right? Like the
I mean, it
things
does,
that we
yeah.
can't explain, the pyramids, we can't explain how those were built.
right.
Like none of that. There's so much.
What do you mean? People put them together.
Oh,
The
now
pyramid-
I'm annoyed for
they
the
actually,
first time in
uh,
a while.
It's just how they got the material in place to
They
do
already
that.
proved that.
No, they didn't.
No, they have.
No,
They've
no.
proven that there's a it's a physical. They use. God damn it! Now I can't.
The
They use
materi-
physics to literally move those giant masses across the land.
Physics.
It's kind of like using a fucking wheelbarrow, but the difference is it was like
They would take logs and put it.
Oh,
They
you
were-
think
6 of
logs?
Okay, but
Logs.
here's the thing.
Hang on.
actually it was a rock
So-
they put underneath it that dragged.
The
in a
Great
perfect
Pyramid
line.
of Giza, right? It's over 2 million stones,
Yeah,
Mhm.
perfect squares.
weighing between 2 and 80 tons a piece, or 50. 2 and 80, 2 and 50 tons a piece.
Mm-hmm.
They came from a quarry 500 miles away.
That's what I'm saying. Is
They
the
moved on logs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no.
They had
Fuck
nothing
over
better-
off,
mountains, over
dude.
ravines. No,
Yeah, no.
that's
They had
that's.
nothing better to do.
I'm not saying.
Shut
I'm not saying
up,
mountain
dude.
ravine.
Oh my god.
Here's my
It
thing,
So
is
didn't
they
happen
didn't
like-
have the
To
internet.
move up, if it was from like a mile away, okay, I
Yeah.
could see it. But
500
500 miles,
And
even
then,
even 10 miles in
That's
that in that time, it's a lot.
and then
distance.
they point in perfect due north, east, west. What is it? Something like
they
that.
had sundials.
They're oh my god.
They mimic the stars
Dude,
and shit.
they
That doesn't make a
so
lot of sense.
Didn't put this together with logs and
Stonehenge.
slave labor.
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge,
It's not
yes.
even. Yeah,
But-
Stonehenge is
but
what rocks in the
pyramids?
ground.
No,
No,
rocks in
they're
the ground, but
perfectly
they're stacked on
Yeah,
top of each other
But
too.
there's that. But that's still so far less impressive than the pyramids.
Well, no, what I'm saying
But-
is stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those stones from Stonehenge
Yeah.
are like 30,
Very
40
heavy.
miles from like where those stones originated
Mhm.
from. 30 or 40 miles down on the coast from where that's at.
This is another thing where we should have had research before. But you're talking, several tons a piece,
Traveled miles.
hundreds of miles.
But you'd have like thousands of people pulling it.
hmm
Like
It's not undoable.
It
It's-
doesn't
it's
sound
not-
retarded to you yet.
No.
not-
Well, and you
no.
guys got to remember
Undoable.
they're how old?
They actually don't think. Well, actually, they keep finding that they're older
Yeah.
than they
So
than they
when
originally
you start
thought.
when you start to think about geographically how the land probably looked, it probably looked immensely different.
The distance was not the not
The
different,
distance
though.
probably didn't change, but the reality is like you got to come up with the fact that like maybe the distance did change
No,
because
I don't.
well, I mean, we're not Pangea anymore.
Pangea.
Pangea. I
Yeah.
keep doing
Pangea.
that.
No, you guys. You
But
guys
the point
are
is
You
that
guys are
Over-
trapped
trapped
into the old school thought of what
No.
happened.
old school thought they were just like aliens
they were
did it.
slaves.
No.
they were slaves.
Yeah, and they actually don't think they were slaves at all anymore. They think they were paid workers
That's a weird thought. to
at worst. But the chances are
have. They were
the technology was much higher
yeah, it's
than
not-
logs.
Granted, they worked their
You
ass off
had-
to build them, but like,
You
Dude,
have the rock.
just
you
the
put
exact
logs
the
underneath it, and you
precision-
can-
the
doesn't matter
precision of
weight,
it.
You can just keep going. It takes.
It's just that's a lot of human energy.
yeah,
They
well,
had nothing better to do.
Nothing
sure they did.
better to do.
Farming, living their life.
Yeah, they had other
living
people
their
for
life.
You don't think
Uh,
thousands of slaves like that wouldn't have been just like, you know what? Fuck these 100 guys with whips. Let's kick
we
the
do it
shit
right
out of
now.
them. Yeah.
You buy into
No, that's what I'm saying.
Stupid corporation bullshit. all
Like
the
they were
time.
talking, he's talking so many people.
Yeah, and
thousands.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah,
often
Trevor.
are you scared of a few hundred people with guns?
Guns are different. than
Not
whips.
really.
Oh yeah.
It's a weapon
Yeah,
that's
but a
stronger than the
whip can
hands that
still
you have.
Fuck you up.
Yeah,
No, for
but
real.
how many people can I fuck up at a time? One.
Not really. You could probably.
You
Well,
could-
that's the
you
thing.
could
Okay,
flash
yeah,
all right, so
multiple
10
fucking
people.
That-
Okay, but you're talking thousands. Probably
the thing.
thousands of people to
it's like
50
a bullwhip,
whippers.
dude. A
If
bullwhip
I
could
was-
cut you up into fucking pieces.
But if we were enslaved to move rocks, I'd go for it right now.
you
But
would run
you know
away.
what?
It'd be easier to just run.
Yeah, it would, and then you get killed.
No, you would just die because
Yeah.
the desert would kill you.
You two can't honestly believe that you think that that's the way those things were built.
That's how I.
No,
well,
I
because you
think-
haven't thought about it.
No,
This is the first time you're thinking about it, so you're just going with what we used to think.
Well, my
That's
thought
the
process
problem,
is that they
is
had
that
different
process-
ways of getting it across. the
That
land.
idea is
No.
ridiculous, dude. Just the
But-
math on it alone makes it ridiculous.
Yeah, but we've done ridiculous things throughout history that we
Not
have
like that.
records of.
Not like that.
But the fact is that
The
if
amount
there's
of
a will,
time
there's
that
a
it would
way.
take.
Okay, but
They
even
said
with the equipment we have today, it would take immense effort to transport those stones 500 miles
Oh,
to
yeah.
where they were,
Yeah.
from where they went.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that there is ways to do things easier. We nowadays we love to drag shit out because why? It's all about a paycheck.
that's
Ooh.
fine.
And,
You're not the one that's chapping my ass right now.
okay.
Okay, but this is my thing. Okay, Blake and I drive truck, right?
Yeah.
Our trucks couldn't haul one of those.
You
No.
wouldn't make it across the desert because it's a desert.
Oh, but a people can
Yeah, with
It's
logs.
totally-
with logs.
It was only 8 miles.
What are you talking about?
He looked it up. He
Yeah.
says it's only 8 miles from the quarry to
They
where it was.
they pulled everything from the west of the Nile River in the city of Giza.
So you're going off the first article you saw?
That's fair.
It says 13 kilometers.
That's
So
more
8
than 8
miles.
miles.
No, it's 8 miles.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's about 8 miles. Yeah.
Huh. I'm so bad with those
Yeah.
ones.
Trevor, get off your phone.
Blake's getting proof wrong. Get off your fucking phone.
Dylan.
But the point
So-
here,
you can't be having.
Even if it was 8 miles, they went across the Nile.
No,
across
they
the
would have pulled it
sand?
from. You could still roll shit.
No, you couldn't.
and bridges exist.
You're
but that's not the
talking-
point here. The point is
Bridges
that
didn't exist then.
what the fuck are you talking? Bridges have
can-
existed
Oh.
for so long.
Oh wait, they took a 20-ton boulder over a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No.
doubt
'Cause
bridges
what
are
they
that
would
fucking
do-
good.
What they would do is they would chisel it out. That's how
Mhm.
they got the shape.
That's another thing. How long do you think it takes to cut out a rock?
Oh
like
no,
that?
that,
they
the whole
had
chiseling
the
thing really
fucking
surprised-
time. They,
dude,
No,
you're,
not
you're
nothing
that
just
perfect.
that you're just saying a dumb answer just to get past my good arguments, right? Guys with machines with diamond encrusted cables that go zzz, 1,000 rotations a minute or whatever.
Second.
Right.
It takes hours and days
Uh-huh.
and weeks to cut those out, and you're
Right.
saying they're chiseling
it
it.
wasn't just like an overnight thing, though. This
No,
happened
it
over
wasn't.
thousands
Do you-
and
how long
thousands
do you
of
think
years.
would take to just get one?
A long ass time.
A long time.
And then
and
they,
I'm not
do
dis-
that.
And you
I-
think that
and I'm
you
not
think it's just
discounting
because they
that.
don't have anything better to do.
No,
You don't even believe what you're saying right now.
I'm not saying it's an overnight thing. I'm saying
I'm
that
not
this,
saying that either.
this happened over the span of not 100 years, like 1,000.
I doubt.
But
Or
is
you
it
know
each
what?
pyramid
Or
for
500
every
years.
pharaoh or some shit? Like these pyramids were
No,
meant for specific.
There's only
people.
3 or 4 major pyramids.
3. There's 3.
But still,
And-
there
And
were
they were
four-
actually
They
a
were the
ruler.
tombs of the.
No, that's a myth as well.
Oh,
there
is
was
it?
never a mummy found in the pyramids, ever.
That's what they thought.
Everything that they thought when we grew up in 1996 is wrong.
You grew up in 1996.
I'm just saying that's when we learned all this bullshit.
Fair enough.
That it was slave labor and they moved these huge rocks
Forever ago.
from forever away. That would be like moving a rock from Washington State to here.
I don't know.
8
but-
miles.
Yeah.
No, it's not 8 miles.
Anyway,
It's not 8 miles.
If it is 8 miles, that's
Even-
literally Rexburg to Idaho. To
Okay, even if
That's
it's 8
further.
miles, you over
And it's 50 tons.
And it, yeah, no, don't believe
Yeah.
it.
I
Anyway.
believe it.
Don't
That's the
believe one
thing.
bit.
None of us believe it.
No. I
Some of us just want to stick to their stupid fucking story.
But they're still fucking there.
Yeah.
which is
It's
the
an
That's
impressive
the
actual
part.
impressive
thing.
part.
Yeah, and I gotta agree with them. Like I said, I was like, there is technologies that were used to get there. What they were, we probably don't know, or we do know, and we just refuse to fucking.
But
Look,
now it's
I'm
one
not
man
saying it was
and one
aliens.
machine.
You're not saying
It
it's
was
aliens.
thousands of
But
people.
it was aliens.
but it was aliens.
Yeah.
No, I'm more
Trevor
impressed with
needs
the
to
how they
shut the fuck
cut.
up.
Well, how
I'm
they
losing
precisely
respect for
cut
him by
them.
the second.
I gotta
Dude, the
say.
precision was way too high for chisels. It was way too high for everything that you're saying.
Well, and they actually have a block that's actually weirdly cut in one spot, and it's a straight, clean cut. It's not chiseled.
They're all clean cut. They're
Yeah.
not chiseled.
Well,
None
it's a
them
part
are.
of it. Like there's a chunk that's been
Mhm.
cut, but then it's just like there's an actual groove into this giant block that goes to one of the pyramids,
Mhm.
and they're like, it was only like somebody had stopped the people from cutting it.
I can feel my heart beating now.
And
Yeah.
so
And you're angry.
to
You know, we should go back to the spooky shit. Shut up.
hold on. To get this clear, you guys are saying that aliens is the reason we have the
No,
pyramids.
it's just a theory, but it's at least a far more advanced civilization than we perceived it to be originally.
Yeah.
Far more advanced.
Which
it
makes it-
wasn't people with whips and thousands of slaves. That is for sure not correct. There's just no way.
They had help. Don't know what it was, but they had
We
help.
don't know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And where it was so far.
Yeah.
so
Plus,
longer.
That's
where's
where-
the mass graves of slave bodies?
They buried them inside the buildings.
Oh
they
my
put 'em in the walls.
fucking Christ.
No,
The
they're
walls of the granite,
the
stones.
pyramids.
Yeah,
A lot of
the
them.
walls.
I remember reading
They
a whole
got-
article about how they.
Their bones got crushed up and used to
That would have been millions of
together.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millions of people.
Yeah, they said
There
there's-
would be mass graves outside of them, just in the sand. For one, way easier to put people in sand.
Yeah.
It's
No,
also
that's
way
fair,
easy
but-
just to
For two,
It's
just
way
the
easy to
sheer
just crunch up their
volume
bodies
of
and
people.
put 'em
Crunch
in
them
the
up with
wall.
what?
Bone meal. Actually, bone meal is used in
The
a lot of
hell's-
things. It's
Crunch
used in
'em up with what?
farming.
rock.
Rock.
Yeah.
So you're just going to sit there and mush up
Uh-huh.
a body with rocks?
Yeah, they had.
Tell me how
nothing
long
better
that
to
would
do.
take. How long do you think it'd take you to turn me
They
into
had-
powder with a rock?
I could just see
Yeah.
Trevor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'd take a couple hours.
She's like,
Yeah.
this is taking a while. I'm tired.
I mean, I guess it'd take a couple of days.
It takes for fucking ever.
Not
Yeah.
really. You just strip all the fucking meat off your bones and then
Okay.
just smash you.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
do that with person after
They could.
person after person.
Because I
after
mean, how many
person.
people are dying, right?
Because
Yeah.
they could burn you. That weakens your
They don't have the
bones.
time. They're rolling all those rocks on logs.
They have other people that are designated
no,
for it.
those people
many
are
thousands
dying.
of
They're
people
the
do you think
ones
are
that
doing
they have
that?
to.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a whole civilization.
The sheer
Well, and
logistics
I don't-
of
Also,
all
they're
this
all
just
weren't
doesn't make
slaves.
sense.
No, here's the
They're all
reality.
slaves. When one slave dies, the other one burns them up and crushes their bones,
Like,
puts them in the wall.
But
mean-
okay, let's get over the whole bone meal here. Let's get back to the reality of like
Yay! I finally made Blake mad.
it's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
But I mean, like logically, Blake, it's not really hard to bust a human being into little bits and
Especially if you
pieces.
put.
Yeah,
if
but
they were
what
lit up
about
on
millions of them? Thousands of them.
Here's the thing: is back in that day and age, that was not feasibly possible because there wasn't enough food. You didn't overpopulate ever.
So where did all
because-
these people come from that moved these rocks?
That's where I was agreeing with you. I was trying to explain that, but you're getting too fucking angry at
There's
me.
kind of like the two sides of the table are kind of starting to. They're kind of
There's-
starting to separate. You're going with dum dum over here.
No, he started breaking down the fact that you could break down a human being. I was like, that takes about a fucking day.
He went with a lot of facts that were
I'm
stupid.
not saying facts. I'm just saying.
So
like-
you don't even believe it?
Oh my
No, I
God.
believe that that
That's a
it
piss
was
poor.
human made.
With help.
Yeah.
That's a huge diversion from what you were saying earlier. I didn't say
Or you
not
just
human.
perceived me wrong.
No,
Oh my God.
I went into great detail about what I thought was stupid about what you were saying.
Anyway,
It can still
He's
be
starting
done
to
with
get.
logs.
He's starting to
Anyway.
get
do we
no,
wanna-
fuck.
It can.
humans have the ability
Or
to
you
do a lot
could
of
use
crazy
other
shit.
rocks to roll it around.
Browned rocks,
Oh my God.
cylinders of rocks.
You put them in the water, it erodes.
Oh my god.
Put him in the
Okay,
water.
now
they
I see what
Hey,
he's
erode.
doing.
hey guys. So
now I see what he's doing here.
I think we're coming up on the end here, but I want to play
Hey, we're coming up on the end of Trevor's life is what we're coming up on the end of.
We're coming up on the end of the podcast episode here, but I want to. Blake showed me a video earlier when we were on our break.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to do this. It's a word association game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I got to
Blake, do you want to?
You want to start this?
Yeah, okay. All right, let's do it. Okay, who's up first really
Let's
quick?
go, Gavin. Just
Gavin?
Gavin and Blake, because you guys like to. You know what? No, I changed my mind. Let's go, Blake and Trevor,
Okay. All right.
because you guys are loving each other right now.
So it can't just be.
So
between us two.
we like to get ideas from
So
other podcasts. What's up?
no, you gotta go.
Okay. And it's just one of those word association games. I say a word from a list that I have here. Trevor, you just say the first word that pops into your mind. Sound good?
God damn.
Microphones are
Yeah.
good. Okay. Number 1, deer.
Pyramid.
He had that one prepared, I feel like.
Yeah.
No matter what you said, I was gonna say
Yeah,
pyramid.
okay. Future.
Off the top of your head, stop thinking.
Yeah, you can't think. You get just first word in your mind.
Limited.
Okay.
No.
Word.
Play.
Love.
That's-
I can't think of anything.
You're thinking
you-
too long.
yeah,
You can't think
You're
like that.
actually thinking. You just gotta be like,
You gotta just say it. Yeah.
no,
Life.
you thought about
I
it.
know. Yeah. Go.
Life.
Happiness.
Error.
I'm not good at just
Just
Off
say
the top.
something. Just say something.
go to Gavin.
You get okay. All right. All right. Gavin, dance.
Dance. Sorry, my brain said that.
Wow.
Okay,
I'm
so
at-
I'm not
no,
the only
it-
one.
I'm at this point where I'm frustrated now.
You're frustrated.
Yeah, because I'm all like, just say it, and then he's all like,
Okay. One word. You only get one word.
Okay.
Okay. Fruit.
Believe.
What?
Believe.
Okay.
I don't know. This is the
Did
first
you have
one.
that ready?
No.
Okay. Speed.
Slow.
Food.
Grain.
Water.
Light.
Medicine.
What the hell are you laughing about?
Hey, don't pay attention to him.
Medicine.
Medicine.
Death.
Music.
Love.
Green.
Green or green?
Green.
Green. Oh god damn. Blue.
Technology.
Dirt. I just saw dirt in my brain.
Okay. Luxury.
Car.
Children.
Nothing.
Light.
Dark.
Knowledge.
Nothing. I got nothing.
You're gonna love this one. Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, weird.
You can't keep talking. You just got to say a word.
I know. Sorry.
God, you guys are bad at rules.
Fuck it. You play with him then.
All right. Ooh. All right. Zach, the only person that understands anything I'm saying.
Yep.
What the fuck? I was on your side.
I know. I
And
know.
on
but
his side,
you
too, I
couldn't
guess.
even take simple instructions for this game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do it to you next.
Okay. All right. Discipline.
Discipline,
Oh,
Oh, see,
bitch.
bitch,
Bitch. All right. Tackle.
football,
Got it. Nailed it. Bold.
font,
Sorry.
board game.
Beauty. One word, by
No.
the way.
Oh,
One word.
next.
Okay. Faith.
Jesus, Jesus,
Nature.
aliens,
Clock.
tower,
Family.
Peyton,
Frame.
crime,
Media.
social media, social,
There you go. Ball.
foot,
Hate.
love,
Cool.
me,
Avoid.
Trevor,
wooed.
Comfort.
food,
Defeat.
not,
Original.
Me.
Assist.
Basketball.
Fear.
Loathing.
Future.
Tomorrow.
Word.
The.
Love.
Hate.
You're like kind of like, going with.
Basic words.
Yeah, you're like right on with what everybody would think, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the weird.
Yeah.
So just do it to him now.
Okay.
We'll just shout random words to Blake. Faggot.
Like, right.
He's like lover.
Yeah, right.
All right,
Okay.
Blake.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Speed.
Sound.
Food.
Potato.
You're
Potato. Water.
Water.
Oh, what happened?
Medicine.
Pills.
Music.
Guitar.
Green.
Blue.
I did that too.
Technology.
Computer.
Luxury.
Ring.
Children.
Pants.
A pass or pants?
Pants.
Pants.
That was the first word in my mind.
Weird.
Light.
Dark.
Knowledge.
Books.
Nothing.
Black.
Woof.
I was picturing a void.
Oh yeah, sure you were.
Okay.
Nature.
White.
Leaves.
Clock.
Hands.
Ball.
Zzz.
Ziz.
Balls.
Is that a fucking word?
He's thinking about nuts.
Defeat.
Football.
Okay. God.
Fake.
Oh,
Fake.
That was literally the first word that came to my
Girl.
Boobs.
Boobs. Dog.
Snout.
Battery.
Operated.
Marriage.
Dress.
Passion.
Cream.
He wants some of my passion cream.
Nut.
Revolution.
Spin.
Ben.
Spin.
Oh.
Because he's thinking of the
revolution.
revolutions.
Oh. I was thinking like
The actual
Viva
war.
Viva
Yeah.
Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Okay.
Dare.
Cop.
Missile.
Boom.
Boom. Nude.
Butts.
Butts. Failure.
Trevor.
wow.
I saw that coming. I saw that coming. Blake's over here trying to eye fuck me. He's just
Space.
like,
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to stare out. Okay, give me a few more.
Space.
Dark.
Conversation.
Table.
Table.
because that's where you have conversations.
All
That
right.
one.
Last one.
Okay.
Chief.
Indian.
And that's why you have a whole
Oh,
section on his
God.
fucking soundboard.
Yeah.
That was a good one, guys.
Yeah. I want to try that again sometime.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like we kind of came out of a weird, kind of spooky,
Mindset.
darkish kind of conversation. I'd like to maybe do that on a more lighter note next time.
Yeah.
No,
'Cause,
we're gonna go.
I just wanted
fucking
I feel
Something
like it
dark.
could. I feel like it could definitely go funnier than that. But
Oh, for
we're
sure.
all like just in like a super logical kind of
I think it,
mind space. Not Trevor, but
I think it came from a whole like we went from super aggro to all of a sudden, hey,
Yeah.
not even funny, and then
I
it's
was
like,
actually at
That's what I
it.
was trying to do.
I had
calm us
kind of
down.
let the idea go of doing this one tonight, but
Yeah.
then Zach brought it up. I was like, let's go for it and end it on a funny note.
I was
But,
just trying to do something to calm us down.
Yeah, no, I
No,
feel that
Zach,
it
you
did
gotta-
calm me down. But
They still
let's
have
let's
that thing
let's
better
revisit
video.
that. Let's
Yep.
revisit that. I've got it written down. We'll do it again some other time.
Perfect. All right, Blake.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it for tonight.
Yep.
All right. That was a good one. Be sure to catch us on all of our socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Truth Social. Did I forget one? TikTok's the big one, right? Anyways, I think that's it for this week. Next week we will be not here, but you won't know that till the week after that. But we'll be missing Trever a couple times coming up. And anyways, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to the Easily Offensive podcast, and we will catch you next week.
Zach, when you're going home, don't think about getting raped by aliens.
Fuck off.
Trump 2024.
Welcome to the Easily Offensive podcast. If you're out there and you are easily offended, now's your time to leave.